Hold on.
Oh, look at it. She bought that. Period.
What's the craziest conspiracy theory you think about, but you wouldn't tell nobody?
Conspiracy theory.
Yeah.
You got one tapped in? Craziest conspiracy theory. Pizzagate. They all did that shit. They got the island. Yeah, Bill Gates. Goddamn the first lady. Goddamn the Trump. Yeah, all of them. They tapped in.
Hey, Mike, what's your worst breakup story?
My worst breakup story? I caught him in bed cheating. I whooped that.
Oh man. That's sad.
Hey.
All right, next question. What's heavier, a pound of pillows or a pound of pennies?
A pound of pennies.
Pound of pennies. This is the last one.
He can't even say it. He's getting down.
I'm not going to answer that question.
Yo, welcome to the New Normal Podcast. I want to tell everybody thank y'all for tuning in. Make sure y'all like, subscribe, and share, and follow the page. Today, if you've seen the title, we're going to talk about, do black men ever make it out clean? I know y'all been seeing the recent Diddy lawsuit and allegations and his freak offs. Now they're calling it his RICO cases the freakos because they're calling them the freakos.
Freak me.
Like I said, if y'all in the building right now, make sure y'all share this video. Also, make sure y'all like the video too. But yeah, we're gonna be talking about, do black men ever make it out clean? I was gonna play a video from Vlad TV, but you know, Vlad be flagging shit down. But it was about Eddie Griffin talking about how black men never make it out this industry clean. And he was referring to Bill Cosby. And if y'all even know about that case, there was no proof in that Bill Cosby case, which was crazy to say the least from what I read. One girl in that case said she started feeling funny. He put her in the cab and sent her home. And I'm like, bitches, why is you even here? But that's neither here nor there. I started seeing a lot of stuff about LeBron James lately. They're trying to act like he's on PEDs, performance enhancing drugs now. And I seen that conversation between two people who actually played basketball and won the championship, Paul Pierce and Kevin Garnett. And I'm like, why would these two people be having this conversation if there's no proof about LeBron James on performing enhancing drugs? Like, why would you even want to taint his legacy with something like that? Because, you know, if he get caught with PEDs, that will ruin his legacy forever. And everybody be like, well, Mike never got caught. That would be the nail in the coffin for his GOAT status, right? Then we see Diddy. You know, I know a lot of people was mad at Slim Thug because Slim Thug said he don't want to see another black man name tarnished because he's a billionaire and stuff like that. And they go back to my conversation last night. Should we put aside the wrongdoings of people because of their status or where they at in life or their symbolism or what they show people that they can possibly achieve? I don't think so, but some people may argue and say something different. We're going to let everybody introduce themselves. We're going to start from Christian and go around.
What's going on? It's Christian. Catch me on Facebook at Christian Jones. You can catch me on Instagram at Catch My Pics. That's catch_my_pics. Catch me on TikTok at Christian Jones 7.
Hey y'all, it's your girl Shanti. You can follow me on all social media platforms at Ashanti Jordan or Ashanti After 9.
This is the guy. This is Chris, Legacy_made, Instagram, Legacy Room Vintage. Make sure if you're in the area, Birmingham City Walk next Sunday, come down and catch the pop-up shop 12 to 6 p.m.
Toast makers, shot takers, and puff chasers. This is your great Sir Bradley Ashton. You can follow me on all social media platforms at Sir Bradley Ashton.
If you're coming into the building, y'all make sure y'all like the video, make sure y'all share the video. And if you've seen the topic, y'all put in the comment section, do you think, or can you name in the comment section a black man at the height of his career who's made it out clean with no scandals, no sexual allegations, no talks about performing enhancing drugs, no cheating on his wife? Just, can you name a black man that makes it to, let's say, billionaire status or an icon in that sport or the face of the league, ever make it out? Can you name somebody in the comment section? So Brad asked a question earlier. is there a pressure on black men to have squeaky clean images when it comes to their respective careers or entertainment business? So I'm gonna let Brad answer this and tell me what he thinks. Go ahead.
I think it is. I think when you think about entertainers in general, especially like in the mainstream arena, I think they are allowed to have the whole human experience. I think about a person like Robert Downey Jr., for example. If you, was tracking his career in the 90s, people would have told you that he was on his way out. Like, people didn't think he was going to make it. And then we saw in the 2000s and 2010s that he was able to resurrect his career, and he's been able to have all his issues go on and him be able to, live a pretty much like normal life or whatever. But he hasn't had that pressure of, okay, he got to be normal or he has to be squeaky clean. It's like he's able to have his mess ups and still be able to, have his experiences and not have that be used against him. But it seems as though, as black men or people of color, black men have to be almost like Superman. We hear the phrase of you have to be twice as good to get, half, and I think it's one of those things where, as black men, it puts a lot of pressure on them to always like cross their T's and dot their I's, to where I think it puts them in a position where they're hypersensitive to, they have to do everything right. And then I think that puts pressure on them that when they do mess up, they don't know how to recover from that mistake.
So I got a question. Is there a time that we see white people do something and it still seem like their legacy isn't tarnished though? Has there ever been a thing where you seen a white person that's at the height of his career do something and his legacy isn't tarnished by said thing? Because we will argue that a Weinstein would be a pretty up there type of guy, right? Even though his legacy is tarnished, he went to jail with the woo. But do we have a lot of those that happen where a lot of white guys come out, something like a scandal happens to them? What do y'all think?
I give you one. Elvis Presley. He was documented messing with underage girls. Had him in his, on tour with him, but it's a media practice. It has to be repeated. It has to be if you look on the headlines, Diddy gonna be on every news headline in the last 24 hours. It's Diddy this. So after a while, you condition the people to look at a person as a villain without no facts, all allegation.
The court of public opinion.
The court of public opinion gonna crucify, and they know this is why they put it out there. Why would you put out allegations with no proof? That's crazy. The allegations shouldn't be nothing without the proof. They had allegations and we were able to prove it. If you're gonna put it out there, you put it out there all together. Don't just put the allegation until you do an investigation and then the public opinion can start swaying and all of that. No.
I think they're gonna have to do something kind of like rape shield law. Y'all know rape shield law has it where if a woman accuses a man or something, like his name can be plastered everywhere, but her name, which is crazy as fuck, does not have to be plastered at all, even if she was lying. Like Brian Banks just got released not too long ago, and the woman got said that she was lying on him.
The football player?
Yeah, the football player.
Yeah.
Like, this is a thing that happens a lot, or like then the girl at Birmingham, then they come to find out that she had a sexual relationship with the police officer. She got fired. She ended up getting fired, but she was kind of salty of a relationship.
Yeah, she accused him of rape, was following up with his job up until he got fired. When he started wanting to press criminal and charges with state and feds, she stopped responding to all forms of communication.
But that's another conversation for another day. But I think when it comes to lawsuits, I think lawsuits should be like rape shield laws. It should be, if you file a lawsuit, cool, but it should not show that this person is being sued, because now, let's say Diddy does have a criminal charge. Everybody and their mama didn't heard about Diddy at this point. You know, already made up your mind. You got preconceived notions before you get into that jury box on if you think Diddy is guilty or not. It should be something where the names are hidden or redacted to where, people can actually get a fair trial. Because it gets to the point now, you go in there, you don't have a fair trial at all. What do y'all think about that?
Well, I actually was talking to somebody about how you get fair trials and stuff like that, you know, with the jury and all of that. And whether or not that person has seen it, for the most part, jury is picked by the, you know, the attorneys and stuff like that. They pick and choose. So, I don't think it's a way to navigate around that. I mean, you can not list the names, right? But how are you going to hold that person accountable?
What do you mean?
Like, okay, you know how you are putting allegations out about Diddy. The people that are connected to him have the right to protect their interests. So, like, the companies that he is affiliated with have the right to say, it's our company policy that if you are listed in a investigation like this or any investigation, that we will put you on administrative leave or whatever it is. You will take away their right to protect their company.
But the company necessarily wouldn't need protection until after somebody's convicted, because let's say, just like I said with that police officer, now I come out that it's consensual and I done lost my job and can't feed my family. Whereas if it come out that I didn't do anything, there's no need to protect anything. If I actually have a conviction, it still shows that I was part of this company. Right. Even if you let me go, it just performative activism at this point. Now I got to let you go. But real talk, some of these companies know what's going on and they still allow it. We can't act like
you can look at Johnny Depp. Amber Heard caused him to lose a lot of deals, which actually worked out in his favor.
How?
Because when you do defamation of character and you start talking about the financial ramifications that you have experienced because of that, you need that paper trail. You need to say Pirates of the Caribbean cut me, Disney cut me, these other things cut me. I was financially in a bind because of this person's words. That is what defamation of character basically is.
Defamation is one of the hardest things to prove. That's why a lot
But when you have a paper trail like that,
that's rare.
Easier.
That's rare though.
But I mean, we're talking about celebrities. They're in rare situations.
Yeah. So but I'm talking about even suing for defamation is rare in the celebrity realm as well. So that's what I'm saying. It'll be hard unless it's provable things like a Cardi B and Tasha K. Like, you say I got herpes, okay, bitch, I'm gonna go take a test, show I don't have herpes.
Not only that, you have the herpes allegations. You have the fact that you can go prove it. You also have the comments. You also have underlying deals. Really, when celebrities sue for defamation of character, is because they lost finances because of that. You need that paper trail to go into court to further prove your point.
Right.
You need it. And so, I mean, in Diddy's favor, it's not really working out because he is losing the ties and the connections with the companies. But in Johnny Depp's case, in Cardi B's case, in other people's cases, they have won because of that backing.
So I'm gonna ask you, if this comes to be a lover scorned or a nigga that is trying to come up on a payday, does Diddy recover from this?
Maybe not his social currency, not immediately, but Johnny Depp did. He did for sure.
In what way?
When they had to go to trial, Amber Heard made allegations that he was hitting her, sexually assaulting her, and all these other kind of things. They had to recount all of those things. One big thing that she said, he beat her up and she covered her eye up for a red carpet. And the makeup brand wasn't even out yet.
Right.
That was a big pillar in people's opinion, swaying that he did not hit her.
Because he can't be proven with the thing with Diddy. You're going to have so many people that saying, well, I have actual evidence. You see what I'm saying? So the evidence versus the allegation is the decision maker on, do I get back in the space? Because, man, I thought I was worried. I thought you was guilty of what they said versus you trying to come at you, man. I am guilty. They ain't gonna accept me in this circle. Probably right here, but not that high end, that high echelon. It's just gonna be the people that think they can use the remaining connections that he do have. But other than that, he done. He's not gonna be able to go back to the top like that.
Yeah, I don't think Diddy. Diddy's not gonna come back from this.
I don't think so. But I also don't think that they're lying.
What you mean?
The people who making the allegations.
Yeah, like,
I don't think they're lying, but I think they're lying about being the victims. It's a difference between being a victim versus being complicit until you don't want to be complicit anymore.
And that's the thing.
That don't make you can't just say I'm a victim now after you done did it for 90 days. Yeah, we fucked 42 times, but I ain't think he coerced me. Man, you did this shit 42 times. Get out of here.
Right.
You're not a victim.
Or like, have y'all ever seen like movies?
I kind of feel differently about it.
42 times?
I would say, do you think that you can't get raped in a relationship though?
The forcible act, yeah, I'm talking about coercion.
Oh,
You
well,
can't be
coercion,
coerced.
yeah.
You can't be coerced 42 times. You fooled me 42 times while I ended up doing sexual things with you 42 times without you ain't reported to nobody, no attempt. Even if the system was against you, you don't even have no record, man. I tried to alert this authority. I tried to talk to these people. You ain't got no breadcrumbs showing you tried to say you was a victim until now.
I do agree that it's wrong, but you can't really make someone tell you where they draw their line. You get what I mean? Like, I could be comfortable, but one small dynamic could have made me uncomfortable. Now, continue to proceed with it. You know, I do understand you questioning whether they are a victim or not. But if a line is crossed or someone's uncomfortable, I don't think that, that they shouldn't be uncomfortable this 31st time, but it was cool the other 30 times.
Well, what if the setup is the same way all 32 times and just today out of nowhere you just feel different?
Maybe the energy was different. I mean, as an individual, how can we go on energy like that? I mean, I'm a woman. I've had intercourse with somebody before. I didn't been like, oh, this is kind of weird this time.
But I'm saying, how as a man supposed to know if you go and say, hey, I didn't like the 32nd time because you had a different energy. Maybe he didn't feel you had a different energy. How can I go on as a man if your actions is showing me that you want to have sex with me, but you say, oh, my energy's different. Like I'm just supposed to.
Yeah. I mean,
I
do feel like they should voice it, but my whole thing is you can't say that someone doesn't feel uncomfortable the 31st time.
And that's what I'm saying. We can't just go off feelings because we don't know what you really felt at that time. If you say I felt in danger, I felt uncomfortable, I felt, you could just be saying that now on the stand because you felt the ways. We don't know if you technically or actually felt that way. We don't have a feeling meter to actually go back and say,
I agree, but when even if it is a 31st time, if it's illegal all 30 times, I mean,
that's a difference. If it's illegal all 30 times, then that would be a case. But if you are consenting and doing something, and then you say I tricked you or coerced you to do something, that'd be kind of hard.
I mean, I understand like that is muddy water, but my point is, if that person is uncomfortable on the 31st time, then that just is what it is.
She's saying there's no limit on, okay, even though we've been sexual numerous times, I can't just say, well, no matter what happened right now, you with it. That's yeah. I get that, but I'm just saying because of his age in which he started interacting with him and the circumstances. You know what I'm saying? Like, if I'm naked and I call you back here, you ain't got to come back here. You coming back here because you didn't heard I'm probably with the weird. Like if a person, no matter how cool I'm, like, man, you in the shower, where you come out?
Well, I definitely agree with that. But when you I'm just gonna give Cassie's example. You know what I mean? Like she was having a sexual relationship with him, and then physical abuse was introduced. Now he might not have beat her up and told her to come back, but she remembered the last time. What she say? What do you mean when you say physical abuse? That he hit her. Yeah, all the photos came out of her, being bruised and all those other kind of things.
I think she
was curled up in the hotel room.
That was the case too.
The blanket.
Yeah,
they did a case on that one.
It was a couple things. So in that specific moment, he might not have punched her and told her get back here and take your clothes off, but she just got knocked out last night. Hey, in order for me to not have to bear that physical pain, embarrassment, because now I'm actually going to be doing some sexual intercourse with somebody else that's not him. Yeah. Let me just get on up and move forward. So it's just a lot of dynamics. It isn't just very black and white. I don't disagree that these people were complicit, but I do feel like that they do have the right to feel uncomfortable about what's going on.
Yeah, I think we all entitled to feelings. But when it comes to law, I would typically want it to be where we can prove that you actually felt that way in this moment, or you actually thought that it was wrong in this moment. Like I said, you see people that watch, if you ever watched a movie, right? And a person joins a gang, right? And they've been killing ops the whole time. This is part of the game. And then you go on something, and then somebody say, we run into the house, we about to steal something, and then y'all ain't got no mask on, and then the baby see you. And this nigga say, well, we got to kill the baby too. And he kills it. Now you might be like, oh, that makes me feel a ways about it. But nigga, this person might say, hey, we've been killing. What's wrong with the baby? You might be like, hey, a baby's where I draw the line. And so this is where a lot of like, even with the sex, like you might say, okay, I'm cool with, just regular sex. And then the person just randomly tries to put it in your booty. You might be like, oh, what the hell going on? You know what I'm saying? So that changes the dynamic of how the sex is actually going on. But that person might be like, oh, we having sex. This is part of sex. You know what I'm saying? Because we have heard people say, this is part of it. But then you got to add, that's why communication is a key. Like, where is your line? Because I've heard people say, there's no limits to me when it comes to sex. I've heard, hey, I'm not going this far. I'm not doing this. I don't think a woman should do this to a man. I don't think a man should do this to a woman. But then we hear people that say, hey, for me, I even change my sexuality. If,
they nasty folk. They ain't shit. Nasty motherfucker.
Say what?
A horrible freak.
Yeah. So like I said, when we talk about these cases and we see, I think a lot of this stuff is people that just be complicit. And one thing that I don't like, another reason I think it should be with these lawsuits should be like the rape shit law. We have a lot of people starting to dog pile, right? People just started dog pile on a bunch of stuff. Like, for instance, Bill Cosby, 70-something women from 30, 40 years ago. Come on, man. That ain't make sense that y'all ain't got no proof that y'all can prove that this actually happened. But since it's so many of y'all, people will be like, why would this many people tell a lie?
That's some Ted Bundy shit. Like, that's a serial rapist if that was the truth, and they just let him out.
Right.
Quietly. No press conference, no big melee. Oh, yeah, they let Bill Cosby out due to this, whatever. Like, come on, man.
Bro, that's crazy that you can, you know what? I think with those type of allegations, it need to be, I think if you make it stricter on like civil stuff and the criminal stuff, you'll force people to come forward, I think, a lot faster too. Because I feel like this, as a woman, if you stump down that this man forcibly held you down or drugged you and did something to you, and you don't say anything about it. Now, granted, I'm not in your shoes or none of that. I understand some things you might be like, this man is high powered or whatever. You don't believe people gonna believe you. Okay, cool. But if you don't say anything, now you didn't put a paper trail there. You don't got no DNA. You ain't got no scratches. You ain't got no where they can check your system. You got nothing where they can actually verify that you was drugged. Also, if you don't say anything in that moment, you allow other women to be put in that situation to get done the same way as you. Now, after such and such has her incident, you feel brave because this person came out and this person came out and this person came out, and now all of a sudden you feel brave. I think that's weird to me. That's kind of cowardice. And you could have stopped those people after you from doing the same thing or going through the same trauma and hurt.
I disagree.
Mm-hmm.
Because there are people that are registered sex offenders
mm-hmm.
that are still sex offending
mm-hmm.
after they've gone to jail and been registered. They still
mm-hmm.
date women and they still continue on their path. So I don't think that there's any saving people. I mean, you can bring some more awareness to this person, but is it going to stop women from going through these things? I don't think so. I also think that there are a lot of women that go through sexual abuse as adults that are repeat, they've gone through it a lot of times. And most people that are silent as adults have been silent as children too.
Well, I'm going to say this. If you have a number of people that's still offending after they've given their, retribution or restitution after they've done something, and now they're, on the sex offender list and doing it, and they're doing something else, then they just had to get caught. But do I think that everybody that's been caught and put on that list are still doing the same thing? I can't say that's true. I can't say that.
I would say a high percentage of them are.
Even still, that don't mean that you couldn't stop somebody else from being a victim. If you can't say, okay, so 10 of these people still are sex offenders, and 5 of them, let's say 50%, go back after they then got caught and do the same thing after being registered, after people doing that stay in this neighborhood and doing the same thing over and over. You stop the other 50, ain't did nothing. That's a lot of people that you've saved.
The other 50 from what? I mean, like you can't 100% just completely cut you know, somebody from doing something like that off. Like, you can't just make it 100%. But I do. It's people in Birmingham.
So hold on. So you saying, this is what I'm trying to get clear. So you're saying if women came up and stepped up, there would be no saving anybody after them
From what?
from getting the same abuse that they got.
No, because that person's gonna go to jail, right?
Mm-hmm.
They're gonna get out of
So
jail.
you saying all sex offenders are going to reoffend after they've?
I'm not saying all. I don't think that there is any case in anything in the world where all are going to be doing either.
Okay, so that's
nothing.
that's what I'm saying. So if all of them aren't going to do that afterwards, that means the woman that actually put that man, that said man who stopped in jail and he did what he had to do, actually saved other women from doing those things, because without her, he probably would still be doing the same thing. So
the only thing that's going to stop him from doing the same thing is if he stops. It's not going to be because I said, hey, this person did something to me. He's going to go through that, go to jail, go through that, move to Colorado.
Now, if you go to jail and people beating your ass, you might not want to get beat up because you're a sex offender in
they're
prison.
They're going to get beat up, but they're not staying in jail long.
I'm just saying, I don't know how long they stay in jail, because I've seen cases where people get 30 years.
That some people don't even go to jail. I know a woman in Birmingham that did not go to jail. She sexually assaulted a minor, did not go to jail, sealed case. I only know about it because I'm nosy. You know what I mean? And I know how to get the information I need to get. Did not go to jail, is now dating someone with children.
But that's what I'm saying. As far as that part go, we can't say how the legal system is going to work out. But like I said, if there are cases where people do get 30 years, I know somebody, like I said, I can't think of the white guy name, famous guy. These women coming back from the 90s said that he did something, I think it was last year before that, and he got convicted of 30 years.
He didn't get the heavier penalty. The women may not go to jail as often as men anyway for the same crime, but
even
they ain't gonna get prosecuted for sexual.
You know, going to jail or not, that person isn't going to stop unless they decide to stop.
I disagree, because like I said, if you know, if jail is unbearable, you know that's the consequence, because a lot of people they know about the consequences, but they don't know about the consequences. It's some people that go in those facilities and be like, oh damn, this motherfucking gladiator school, this ain't what I signed up for. I don't want to come here no more. Then there's other people that be like, oh, I've seen them locked up. Well, it was a time for a guy to get released. He was like, I don't want to leave here because I got to go out here in the real world and fight for everything. And here they give me everything I want. I got TV, I got a shower, I got a place to stay, and I get food. I ain't got to worry about anything. So, like I said, it just depends on the person, the situation, the circumstances, they sentencing, and how they view it, their mindset. Because, like I said, you might go in there and be like, I don't want to do this no more.
I think mainly the person. I have very strong ideologies that if R. Kelly got out of jail today, he'll probably go a year or two, squeaky clean, and then a little 12-year-old girl gonna be going around to the studio trying to sing and do whatever. I don't feel like unless they go through the processes of fixing whatever is going on mentally, that they have an attraction for kids or raping women or whatever. If that person doesn't fix it, there is not going to be a corrective system that they're forced into to do that. You even know that there is like a group of people right now that are trying to make laws so that people can sleep with kids.
Yeah, I agree.
And I'm pretty sure some of the ones that's fighting the fight are ones that have slept with kids before and gone to jail for it.
But if you are attracted to this is where I differ. If you're attracted to kids and you can go to jail for it, why wouldn't you fight for a law? Because you don't want to go to jail again. So that's kind of what I'm saying. If I know I'm gonna go to jail, I'm not gonna touch this kid, but maybe I should change the law to lower the age to 12 years old. You ain't gonna
tell me that the people that's fighting and be sleeping with kids are just dating 18-year-olds up until
I don't know. I don't know. I'm just saying, I can't say for certain, because we both said it's not 100%. So like I said, even if you curve 20-30% of those people and 70% of those people are still doing it, that's a lot of people. 30% is still a good number of curving people, instead of saying, hey, we might as well not say anything because, you know, they're going to keep doing it. You know, that's like that mindset is we shouldn't say anything because it's going to keep happening.
I'm not saying you shouldn't say anything, but what I'm saying is the desire of them wanting to continue to perpetrate and do those things is not going to stop because I said, hey, this person did this to me and they are held accountable. It's not going to stop.
But I'm saying we both said it went 100%, so you don't know.
I mean, have you ever seen To Catch a Predator Chronicles with Chris Hansen?
Yeah, I've seen it. I used to watch it all the time.
All of the men on there are saying how I've been with kids before.
Yeah.
I don't think I've seen one where they're like, oh, this is the first time they've actually had registered sex offenders on the show.
Yeah, but I've seen first timers on it though.
I mean, how many? Out of all of them, would you say it was a lot?
It's been a long time to be fair. It's been a long time, but the ones that I do remember, like the ones that be like, damn, this nigga, he done this shit a lot. I have seen a lot of reoffenders.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what I'm saying. I have seen a lot of reoffenders, but I have seen first timers on it too. And if I was to do a number, I would say most of the people that I see on there are reoffenders.
I actually watch that show often because I think it's pretty cool, and I watch a recap. I have seen few first time offenders. Like they may not have been arrested, but in the conversation, they're very comfortable. Hey, yeah, I've dated little boys, little girls before.
And they have high profile jobs. They be doctors, teachers. A lot of them be in positions of power because that's how they get the access to pray. They got an authoritative position. The kid don't trust. Like one dude was like a tutor, a math tutor or something like that. He was a teacher, but he had his own tutoring company on the side or whatever. It's crazy.
One of them actually knew Chris Hansen.
Yeah, he knew him. He saw it.
Yes.
He said he saw the dude on the subway.
A business colleague.
What?
Crazy.
Yes. And I'm telling you, and I know from experience, not of my own, that men that have the propensity to do these things do not self-correct. Or I'm sorry, people, men and women, I would say, do not normally self-correct if it's not something that they desire to do.
It's an uncontrollable urge. So they'll suppress it, but when you go to jail and get processed through that system, they make you tiptoe around society to where you can't be within a certain space of the school. You gotta let everybody know in the community that you're an offender. You can't go to certain events. So I think that process right there is a constant reminder to kind of keep them on the straight and narrow. I don't think their desires go away. They just don't act on it because they didn't already witness and experience some of the consequences. I'd have been in jail with Big Jude. They don't. I didn't see y'all. Seen the videos how they do child predators in the prison system. Oh, they fool. They got your shirt soon as you come in there. Oh, you mess with kids? Oh, okay. Yeah, and we're gonna record it.
See, that's what I'm saying. Like, if we can't say that ain't gonna affect some people in changing, their ways if they got to go through that. You know what I'm saying? So, like I said, I think. And like I say, this might be an unpopular opinion, but if you're a person and you want to sleep with children, you got to take the routes of going to make the laws. Well, you can go sleep with children. I ain't saying it's right. I'm saying that's how America works.
And risk getting your nose broke by a father, uncle, brother, or whoever.
Ain't shit gonna happen if you run out there. Hey, we are allowing the kids to change their genders at a young age. Hey,
I'm saying if it become legal, I ain't gonna just be like, hey, I know it's legal now.
You said it's slippery slope.
I know it's legal. I know it's legal now, little Jerome, but I know 35-year-old Mr. Jones want to holler at you. I ain't gonna say nothing. Nah, bitch, we finna break your motherfucking bones. Nigga, you ain't finna do nothing with my 13-year-old daughter. Break your motherfucking
okay, so you mean to tell me we've been around a lot of these guys? You think a lot of these guys are really finna buck up to these guys that's trying to sleep with they daughters?
They gonna do it on the sled. Niggas is slick. We talking about niggas now.
So okay, so if that's the case, why a lot of these men, when they find out their daughters are getting put in these situations, ain't done and ain't beat these niggas up?
That's a good question.
So that's what I'm saying. If it get lowered, the age of consent get lowered to like 12 years old, these niggas are not finna do nothing. They're not finna go to jail because it's legal now. Now you could go to jail too for assault. It's legal. Think about it. It's legal now. If I beat you up with trying to sleep with my 12, 13-year-old daughter, I can go to jail now.
I done seen plenty of fights on. I done seen a good compilation of videos where the brother and the uncle and whoever done went to handle the guy who then touched the underage girl. I done seen a good bit of videos.
You haven't seen enough to say that if it was 12 or 13 that these niggas gonna do that.
Well, my thing is, I would say I seen too many to where it makes sense to where what fool gonna record of them doing a crime? Oh, niggas getting their ass kicked. I just ain't got to record it to show you he getting his ass kicked for violating. I ain't finna record myself committing a crime, but I have seen a handful enough to know that they don't even care that they recording themselves doing a crime. Niggas getting that ass beat up for sure.
I beg to differ. The reason I say it's so many people recording things. It don't matter just that crime. We're just talking about just crimes in general.
A lot of those crimes you don't find out until when you look at underage girls. A lot of these underage girls had these stories, but they wait a long time before they say something about it.
Yeah.
So the response time ain't gonna be as aggressive in a lot of cases because damn, that shit happened 8 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not gonna have that crash out battery in my back. Now, if this happened 8 days ago, my crash out battery is on full.
Yeah.
But 8 years ago or 11 years ago, she telling me this at 26. You know, when I was 8, said used to touch me, my crash out battery ain't on full. But if my 11-year-old daughter come in here to me crying, this just happened to her last week, and she been wanting to tell me the crash out battery is on full.
Hey, if y'all watching, if y'all want to comment on it, come over here on YouTube or come to or come to Facebook, the New Number Podcast. If you want to comment on the video, I don't think I can see comments on X, but I see a lot more people that are watching over there. If y'all want to put in the comment section y'all experiences, I think we're gonna do a call in tonight. I think my Google Voice working.
Oh yeah, go ahead. I was gonna say to add to that, you got to think about the victims that are they're so easy.
Mm-hmm.
They don't have fathers or males around anyway, which makes them an easy target.
Right.
So who gonna come and vindicate them anyway?
And that's what I'm saying.
The single mother background.
That's what I'm saying. So even if you are 12 or 13 is a legal age of consent, if it gets lower, this is all hypothetical. But even if it gets lower, these men are still probably going to prey on kids that come from that type of background, because even at the age of 16 to 18 now, we still have, like, if you look, like I said, the stats of people that are offenders of children, those people come from that background.
We need to do a show on how to catch a predator.
Tell me what you mean.
Like, just really showing like the people to watch out for. I don't think a lot of people be aware. They be oblivious to these figureheads, pastors, people of prestige.
Yeah,
they're usually some of the main perpetrators.
But none of the perpetrators have a look. None of them have a job. None of them have a certain community. None of them. Like I've seen Chris Hansen, from the plumber to, like you said, the pastor to the teacher to a principal to the police officer. So we see so many backgrounds and walks of life that walk through that door to sit down at the table thinking they finna sleep with a little boy or a little girl.
Well, and also the show, like I said, Chris Hansen, I binge watch it because it also show you the platforms in which they use to set these profiles up. So parents need to know about the platforms, the websites. This is just a chat room. They doing and they talking about any and everything is possible predators in here.
Yeah,
I think all of that, like learning the software, learning, like I said, just how these, because some of them tell them the circumstances. So how did you meet little Anna?
Yeah,
well, I met a volleyball coach. So now I'm looking at the volleyball coach, seeing what kind of my daughter is in gymnastics. There is some male coaches there. Let me peep how their mannerisms are a little bit. Let me see what's going on. How invested are they with this? You see what I'm saying? It's just certain cues. Like, why are you here? Is what is the number one question I'm gonna ask. Why you like this?
Yeah,
you're a male. You're a man, and you want to be a gymnast coach, a gymnastics coach. Why? I need to know this.
Or even you could say gymnastics, because I think it's a male and a female sport. But why are you over here with the women?
Yeah, it's male gymnastics. Why are you over here with the little girls in particular?
But what's crazy though? The fact that they are able to even put up a fight to even change that law tells me a lot about the parenting that's going on.
Well, if you have people with a lot of money behind them and they're able to change these laws like this, what they gonna do?
I'm just saying, as far as because I feel like if they're able to put up a fight, that means children that's consenting to these two.
Yeah.
And for the children, where the fuck your parents at? Where's the parent feedback here? You know what I'm saying? So
well, children, it don't matter what children consent to, because that's what the whole point of you being a parent.
But I'm saying, like, okay, if they change the law.
So did you ever think it would be a time in our history that people are okay with children being trans, hormone blockers, puberty blockers? Did you ever think that was going to be a thing where young boys and girls can say they identify as another gender? Because that's the slippery slope of the trans issue. Because if I can pick my gender, who's to say I can't pick who I have sex with? if you let kids say I could pick my gender at 5, 4, 3 years old,
I ain't letting that happen.
But it's a thing now. We're not talking about you. We're talking about in our society. In society right now, they are letting children transition.
But that's why I'm questioning the parents because they letting them do.
The parents just as crazy. They ain't let them. The parents is crazy. The parents are condoning it. You see parents all day. You'll see a story all day. Yeah, little Johnny said he was a girl. He used to walk around my dress in heels, and I just knew that he wanted to be a girl. Instead of saying maybe little Johnny seen you walking in the damn heels and stuff, and he just wanted to emulate his mama. He's not saying that he was gay or anything. He just thought it was funny because maybe he put it on and said, "Mommy, look at me."
Yeah.
Why does it have to be? Oh, that's why he's little Johnny yells. Little Johnny is a girl.
But I mean, I think that come from corrupt parents too. But they see how open that shit is. And they feel like it's okay for their child to do it.
I think it's going to be very controversial. The moment you put the power of someone else educating your children that don't look like you, I just feel like, and because you're not included in the curriculum.
What you mean when you say don't look like you?
Like, not look like me from a physical, but look like me as far as what I represent, values, what I want my child to learn. I don't have no say so in the curriculum. You just, hey, go to school. What you learn today? No, I need to be saying you should have learned this today. Did you learn this today? Yes, Dad, we learned that. They went, yeah, that's how our approach to education should be. When you look at these videos of the education system in Norway, Finland, China, that shit looks is nothing our school system in America could even it's not even close. It's not even close. The stuff that they're doing in their classroom versus what we're doing.
Yeah.
The synchronicity they got, they're in sync with one another. Every student ain't no he make A's, he make D's. All the motherfuckers making A's and B's. Close A's and B's, very close. Ain't no, you see what I'm saying? Ain't no genius and a fool.
Yeah.
They don't educate like that because you can't educate like that.
Right.
That
goes back to No Child Left Behind. And like I said, when I grew up, we still had the slow class. Now everybody in the class together. You know. And I think going back to this issue of like this law stuff, Brad, you said it's a slippery slope. Why you say it was a slippery slope?
Oh, I was just basically Chris kind of said it, you know, when you open up the idea of having, you know, kids being able to choose who they want to be, you know, intimate with and have a relationship with. You know, we already kind of like you mentioned about, you know, kids being able to, you know, choose their gender. And, you know, we're actually, you know, going back to a time where there was a time where, you know, kids as young as I think it was like 10 or 11 years old, like that was the age of consent, like back like in the early like 1900s. You know what I'm saying? And I don't think that that's a time period that a lot of people want to go back to, especially with the information that we know about aging and the maturity process, and you know, learning too much too soon as a young person. You know, it's just certain stuff you shouldn't be getting introduced to at a young age, man.
Yeah.
So it's just kind of like one of those things where it's just like, look, man, if you're an adult, if you're at least 18, you know, some places, like I didn't even know that in Alabama, you're not considered an adult until 19.
What?
Yeah, like consent in Alabama is actually 19.
Talking about for sex?
Yeah.
No, I think it's 16, bro.
Nah, bro. I think I saw 19, bro.
I mean, it ain't 16. Yeah, no.
I know it ain't. I thought it was 18.
Yeah,
18. I thought it was 18.
Yeah.
It damn sure ain't no 16, boy.
Yeah, damn sure ain't no 16.
It's like 19.
You gonna have, yeah. You gonna have motherfucker pulling up the goddamn.
Say gonna have somebody in jail, goddamn. Hey,
16 years of age. Alabama's age of consent laws apply equally to all people, regardless of their sexual orientation.
I did not know 16 was a
yes. We have one of the youngest age.
I thought Illinois was.
When was this updated?
No, they've been like this because we had a whole class about this in social studies, and that's and the reason we had this class because we had a lot of guys that was seniors. They talked to the senior guys and they were telling us, "Hey, y'all can't sleep with the girls that's 14 coming in there because you get jammed up like that. And that's why they were saying that it's weird that you should have, because when I moved to Oklahoma, they had a 9th and they had a 10th grade. And then they had a big school that was nothing but 11th and 12th graders in that class, where if you went in this school with this person, it'd be okay to sleep with them in high school. But if you're an 18-year-old boy sleep with a 14-year-old girl, you can get jammed up. Age of consent in Alabama is 16. Both homosexuals and heterosexuals who are 16 years of or older can legally engage in consensual sexual activities with others who are 16 years or
talking
older.
about the statutory law.
Yeah,
He talking about the statutory law, meaning I can't talk to like if I'm 21, I can't talk to a 16-year-old. That's what he talking about, the statutory. He not talking about the sexual consent. Because 2 16-year-olds can consent to have sex with one another.
Others who are 16 years or older. After 16, you can have sex with a 16-year-old can have sex with a 21-year-old. Yes.
That's crazy.
Yes, that we have one of the lowest age limits in Alabama. I'm telling you.
Type 19 behind Alabama. I want to see what come up. Golly.
16. You fucking perverts.
Younger than 16. So Alabama.
That's why they say we got incest, because of this stupid ass shit.
Yeah.
So
now it makes sense.
So like I said,
I saw something that said 19, but I mean I could
that's
19 about blacks tobacco products.
Tobacco products.
No, it was in this arena. It was talking about
they've been bumped that up to 21.
Oh, they bumped that up to 21 now?
Yeah, about tobacco, they bumped that up to 21.
Oh, I thought it was just alcohol.
Yeah, so like we said, we're seeing to like Alabama is one of the lowest, and I think hold on, let me look it up. Oh, consent. Oh, that's in
the world.
Let me put America, because Nigeria.
US, I mean,
Nigeria.
You pretty much
11.
in the US, you're gonna pretty much be looking at like the South, the Midwest.
It say the United States laws differ, and the minimum age of consent in the United States is 16, and the maximum is 18 years old. From time to time, states do update their laws, including the age of consent. For example, from 2018 to 2019, Wyoming and New Mexico raised their age of consent from 16 to 17. What the fuck one year gonna do?
That's crazy. The thing about this is, like going back to the Diddy's and the sexual appetite that men have, like to younger girls, is rooted in something that's, I would say, deficient. Like,
I'm gonna say this. I don't agree with that.
Well, I'm gonna tell you why I say this.
Okay, go ahead.
Like, for a grown man to desire like a younger girl, like a child, so to speak, whether it's 12 to 16 or 17, the man innately know that she hasn't had no experience. As a grown man, I've had plenty of experience, so I know what to do with the person that hasn't had no experience. I know I can dominate her, is almost what the feel is.
Mm-hmm.
Versus, well, if I get a chick that's, because I can't say that ain't no older women, they just gonna keep it blunt. Like, you haven't been with older women that had that fire, because there are older women and more mature women that got that fire. The same way you think this younger chick got it. You see what I'm saying? So
but that just is attraction. I don't think it's necessarily,
but it's mental.
You think she gonna have that fire, especially if you think she's a virgin.
Well, my thing is, it's a mental attract. It's more mental than the physical release. Than the physical pleasure. It's the mental.
And the reason I say that, if we go back to Catch a Predator, does it seem like most of the men that they capture, some of those men don't seem like they elevated go to the top at all.
That's what I'm saying.
So when we talk about them being attracted to children, they might be attracted to the mental and more so than the sexual, and even how they communicate with one another, how they talk with one another, how it as a person.
I'm gonna push back a little bit, because they always interview these guys and they screen them so good. They say, well, we got you saying, well, you can't tell mommy and daddy about this because I'm gonna get in trouble. They always call them out because they are smart enough to know that what they're doing is wrong.
Right.
They always read in transcript. Well, mommy and them know they're gonna tell the police. So the elevator go up enough to know what I'm doing, I shouldn't be doing.
But you know, you can learn that at a young age on what you'll get in trouble for.
But that, my thing is, you know right from wrong. You know what you're doing. Is
right.
My point.
I agree. You know right from
whether
wrong.
your elevator go all the way up to the top. You know.
Correct.
You know on this level.
But I'm saying not if they know they're gonna get in trouble. I'm saying for them to be able to communicate, because we always say, like when I told y'all about the case that one of my friends was on about the social worker. And she said the girl was like 12 or 13. She said, if you seen the girl, the way she act, talk, and dress, you would not think this was a 12-year-old girl, even the way she was shaped. And she was saying that she approached this guy in his inbox. He's 21, got him jammed up. They end up having 2 kids that going through the course of the whoop. And we all said, you didn't think in your mind through having conversations with this young lady, she was younger than 21. But then when we started thinking about it, that she's 12 or 13, his mind might be a 12 or 13-year-old too.
He just drunk off the easy access. He ain't vet. He ain't vet.
Bruh.
When these dudes get horny, they don't go through no real project. That's why you see so many stories of them dying. Set up, robbed, duct tape, kidnapped, thinking with their little head. I just want to nut. I'm not vetting the situation. How some of these guys die, it's insane. Like you did what? You went to like
trouble.
Trouble. I was just about to bring him up. Rest in peace, trouble. You going to this chick house that's not yours to lay up in.
Knowing she stayed there with her nigga.
Thinking you just what? You going to her house and you been in the rap game. You've been exposed to this. You know the protocol. That's a no-no. By no means do you go lay up in any chick house.
Right.
And you only have your chick at your house. You go get your own Airbnb or whatever and it got to be gated with the cameras.
Yeah.
It's a camera no matter what. You can goddamn fart. They gonna catch. You can fart in the corner. They gonna see it.
Yeah.
Like that's how dudes got to move. Like ain't nothing sweet.
Now, Sid, I think what you're speaking to, I think, like a lot of those school teachers, I think they fit more so they build a profile of them having the mental profile of a lot of their victims.
They can identify with them.
They can identify with them way better. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm just saying from just the people that I've seen them interview. Now, of course, you have some people that are just attracted and they're highly intelligent. And then you have like I said, those people who mentally just go along or mentally go along with what's going on with the children. Y'all keep the conversation going. Let me answer this.
All right. So yeah, I think when you look at these predators now, the roles are switching. So you got so many black men taking a fall, but you got how many teachers? Female, 12 students, 8 students, 4 students, 5 students. They're not going to get the repetitive media that a black man is going to get because they have to. When you look at all our greats, it ain't been a time where our greats ain't been compared. Oh, no. You don't have Elvis Presley being compared to Kid Rock. Elvis Presley being compared to Justin Bieber. You ain't never heard those conversations. Have you? Drake, the new Michael Jackson. Drake way more popular than Michael Jackson was. You know, we got this. They try to pit us against each other, right? So
it's all about putting somebody on a pedestal.
You're gonna be one black, you know.
And that's where that squeaky clean. That's why I say I don't like nice guys. A dude come to me saying he nice, you full of shit. The world ain't nice to us, so I know you ain't nice. You gotta low key be pissed off at all times. You gotta have a chip on your shoulder. If you really aware of what's going on and seeing these things, you look at your news, thousands of black men lives in the toilet, quick. Still in high school, toilet. Man, how we losing? Kids dying. You got to be pissed off. If you ain't pissed off, you just act. You willingly ignorant. You don't want to acknowledge.
Yeah, you're woefully ignorant.
Yeah, you don't want to acknowledge the shit that's going on. Like you just playing stupid, so you don't have to do nothing. That's what that is, man. Yeah, man. If y'all drop a comment, drop a question. We're talking about the black man's legacy, and are we gonna make it out clean? Do any men make it out clean?
That's a good question.
I don't think any man is gonna make it out.
Do y'all know if anybody that, like I said, has reached the peak of their career and has made it out clean? I think the only person that they be trying to catch, but they can't catch, is Trey Songz.
Jay-Z too.
Oh yeah, him too. But what's
Greetings.
going on?
We have a new guest.
What's happening?
Just join us.
Come on.
Yeah, wherever you want to sit at.
Whatever you want to say.
Yeah, you get right here. Get in the middle.
You wear about size 17. Excuse me.
Now she came in here talking about my feet.
Yeah, make yourself at home.
Jesus Christ.
So we have a new guest who's just arrived. We're gonna let her introduce herself once she gets settled in. That's you. Yeah, you.
Yeah, that's you. Your headphone right there. It's okay. We know you're on color folks now.
We're gonna coach you.
What city that is it? He gonna go pee then. Until I knew it. I fucking knew he piss ass.
We're gonna give him a pamper.
I don't do that.
Oh, he piss ass. What happened? I like them, girl.
Hey.
The Versace?
Not too much.
That's what I need to be telling you.
What it do? I guess I can take them off. I ain't got no makeup on. I have to see how bad it look. I look bad, y'all.
Nah, you good.
Right?
Nah, you good.
I ain't gonna talk about me in the car, right?
Nah.
Nah, we ain't.
What up? It's your girl Chia Lee, CEO Pink Empire LLC. You know the vibes. Your favorite boutique owner's favorite boutique owner.
Okay.
Catch me on House of Motion season 1 this summer. Had to come up to the new normal. You already know the vibes. Been here with these gentlemen. I see Ashanti out of 9. Had to get up out of here.
Yeah.
1 for 1, baby. We a duo.
Substitute.
Tag team.
Substitute.
Oh, I see a lot of people over there. On X.
Formerly known as Twitter.
Oh, formerly known as Twitter. Hey, if y'all want to come over there and comment on YouTube or Facebook, it's the New Normal Podcast. Also on my page, if y'all go on my page, y'all can just click the YouTube button to come over there to get in the comment section. Where y'all left out? Where y'all left
So I was
out
just
at?
summarizing the audience on what we're talking about. I was just saying, if you look at time and history, no white men have ever been pitted against. Like we always pitted against one another. Our greats, LeBron versus MJ.
Mm-hmm.
The Drake is the new Michael Jackson.
Yeah.
You ain't had nobody saying Justin Bieber the new Elvis Presley.
No.
You ain't had nobody saying Kid Rock the new Elvis. They don't pit their stars and their greats against one another because most of the industries that we have in America are black dominated from an entertainment perspective. So it's always the competition aspect that gets. That's why you look at the rap game boring, all of a sudden it's beef. That shit is scripted. Just like they saying with like LeBron James, they trying to come at his legacy now. Well, you got a Kevin Garnett and a Paul Pierce, 2 black athletes that played with LeBron, coming up with these or even discussing the allegation that he on PEDs with no evidence.
Right.
You're giving a script on what you're gonna talk about today.
Right.
Before they cut that goddamn camera on.
Right.
Especially when it's not on it's not your own platform. This is not your, you're not sponsored by anyone. Yeah. Hey, you gonna talk about this? But we need ratings.
Should
puppets.
Yeah. Should we give a pass to people in their wrongdoing depending on what they mean to our community?
I think it depends on.
So, like, for instance, people say we're gonna R. Kelly, we're gonna separate R. Kelly and we're gonna separate R. Kelly the musician.
Nah, I can't forgive him for that.
So you keep that's why one
That
person.
Shit, yeah, that shit nasty.
But what are we gonna like when you say we can't forgive him? Like you still gonna listen to R. Kelly music. His shit is great.
Music is music.
But you saying you're not going to no concerts?
No.
Or no, you're not gonna support him financially.
No, I can't do it.
If he get out, that's the first concert I'm booking.
Yeah. That shit going crazy.
I'm gonna go to R. Kelly
I'm
concert.
going.
That boy gonna go stupid.
My daughter can't go, but I'm going.
Your daughter can't go.
She can't go. I'm going. Yeah, it's gonna be so wrong.
So I guess like, do we draw the line at
a lot
the
of
fact that he's an entertainer? Do we draw a line at that? Like, because if Robert was a regular guy, we're not gonna be saying, "Oh hell yeah, bro."
But hold on,
I'm finna go kick with Robert, man. Once you get out,
but
man,
hold on, it ain't a thing in our communities.
Everybody got
uncles,
that pedophile uncle.
The uncles
that we don't talk about. That's
the great granddaddies, or they people like to brush under the rug. Hey, that's been going on. I just literally sent a story. I think it was this week, and the girl was saying something about her granddaddy, and they was mad because the kid went to school and told the teacher that his granddaddy had been abusing him, and this girl replied to everybody that was commenting And she said, yeah, he's still a good man. We know he's been doing this. So this is a family thing. They've been keeping under wraps, and this kid just happened to tell the teacher that this has been going on, and they let it slide in this family.
That's unacceptable.
I agree, it is unacceptable, but a lot of the we come from, I know y'all heard this before as Black people. But go on in this house,
Stay in this house.
Stay in this house. So a lot of us, no matter what's going on, we feel like we can't go and say, I can't go say nothing bad about my mama. I can't go say nothing bad about my uncle. I can't go say nothing bad about my aunties and uncles and grandparents, because it's supposed to stay in this house.
But when it gets to the point of literally destroying you mentally and physically, as far as abuse, it gets to a point where you gotta say something. Because it's like,
I agree. Because sometimes it's gonna be hard to hold that in.
But if that's the case, they won't have child protective services. If that's the case.
Look, I agree with you.
Okay.
Look, I agree, but like I said, it just is. We can't act like it's just an entertainment thing. And I think that's why you have an R. Kelly go so long doing the same things, because a lot of people grew up getting molested. Some people think that's what's supposed to go on.
Right.
Some people think that is okay. Some of these people that I would argue that's in these Diddy lawsuits or in these entertainment circles are lifelong victims. They probably been touched, molested, raped, probably their whole life, and just think this part of it.
I think they got Tevin Campbell young too.
They did.
Tevin Campbell, what happened with him?
He had been, what's the word, not molded, but
groomed
since young. And even when he did Can You Talk, he didn't like girls, but he had to act like it. And I forgot who was getting him on the regular.
Quincy Jones?
I don't think, no, I can't put everything on.
Quincy was taking.
For some reason, I want to say
it was somebody else.
In the Medina song?
I want to agree.
Allegedly.
But he had, either way, he had been groomed from before Can We Talk and all that, and he was told he had to act like he liked girls, and he had to learn how to do the dance moves and be attracted to women. He been knew he had like boys, and then the whatever had happened to him made him he liked boys even more.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
Damage.
Yeah, that's crazy.
It is wild to me. And I say this all the time, we can't just keep acting like, especially in that entertainment realm, that this is not a ritual. It's not part of your initiation. Like Chris said earlier, this part of being in a fraternity at this point. You know what I'm saying? And I know that you're part of fraternity, but I'm saying it's like a initiation to go through.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so we got to start acting naive like this doesn't go on, or so surprised and shocked that this stuff happens. Now, do I think Diddy did a lot of this shit? Hell yeah. It's too many rumors, like him slapping J. Cole or something. They got to fight and shit. Like those rumors, I think Diddy's a real asshole. And I think people get drunk off power. I would guarantee you Diddy that came up before he got famous, when he was with Big, trying to make him who Biggie was. I bet Diddy was not just running around and slapping motherfuckers.
Oh no, he was a do boy.
He was not, and that's why I say people get drunk off power, and they feel like they get to a point where they're untouchable. That's the part that I think the greed of it all. I know, do y'all know how many dudes I know that have a good woman, and a woman agreed to threesomes, and the only rule that the girl put in place for these threesomes to go on, you cannot ever have sex with these women
outside of her.
Now, I understand why, as a guy, you probably want to have sex with this woman outside of her, because you probably ain't smashing her exactly like you want because your girl is watching, but you're getting a threesome.
But I thought that was the point. You're supposed to show. I never had one, for the record. You're supposed to show out.
I'm wicked for
That's what you would think, but I hear a lot of guys hold back. Like even when I think about Amon and Tiana Taylor, they was on the Breakfast Club and they was talking about it. And even how Amon was talking about that interaction with the threesomes, he looked at uncomfortable trying to explain how it happened. Because he said,
but see, she's the power in that relationship.
Yeah,
she's the man.
Y'all think she the man in that relationship?
She took my cousin boyfriend. It's a different story. But she definitely wore the pants. Yeah.
So y'all think
he's always
Tiana
gonna
Taylor
look uncomfortable.
So all y'all think Tiana Taylor wore the pants?
Yeah.
She
I bet so.
yeah, she the masculine one.
Yeah.
Because I remember him saying something. He was talking like a trick a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
I think he kind of switched in between being the top dog when necessary. Then I'm gonna let my wife run the show, like that type of
She
shit.
probably pops him.
Pops him is fucking insane.
She probably pops him. Hey, shut up.
I can actually see her doing it though.
Yeah.
Right.
You know,
I don't think they're together no more though.
They're filing for divorce.
Yeah, I seen a new article get released by him today. Said that she put in a lawsuit that Amon had a special lady friend sleep over the house while the daughter was spending the night over there, something like that.
I saw that shit.
I'm like, come on now. That's what it
had. This man life going on.
He did some weird stuff. Like the only request she wanted was don't put her kid's name like in the lawsuit or to the public, and he listed that, and then after that,
well, the gloves. I think the gloves come off in that situation for that lawsuit when you already putting it out there like I'm a deadbeat dad and all that type of shit. Like the gloves got to come off.
Yeah, he's not a deadbeat.
like people. That's why I say like divorce and stuff like that. And you got the kids in there, and you trying to get custody of the kids. Do you know the type of bullshit you actually got to say about the other parent to get full custody, especially if you're trying to fight to not pay child support?
You gotta play dirty.
That is a low blow game. So the stuff that's getting put out about these people, they might even not even be close or remotely true. But we playing dirty.
Before we spin, I just want to know, like, are we mad at Diddy?
Are we mad at Diddy?
Because we mad at R. Kelly.
I wasn't mad at R. Kelly.
I ain't mad at neither one of them.
I'm not mad at neither one.
I'm mad when you like 14 and 12. When you like 17 and up, I'm not mad. But the 14, 12 pen, I'm mad.
I'm mad at the parents.
That's why I be mad. I'm with Chris.
Yeah. Especially with the R. Kelly situation. Because them motherfucking parents knew what
they was grown. They was getting checks too.
So it's just like at this point, y'all just want some damn money.
But so overall, see, and I don't understand where all the outrage. Like, I think it's more Black Twitter, it's more Black Facebook. We are dragging Diddy, like dragging him.
It's trendy.
It's trending, but it's not cool because he's done so much for music, for artists. Whether you was doing some weirdo stuff or not with him by choice, like either way, like
I'm gonna ask y'all this question.
We are dragging him, and these are consensual adults doing whatever they had going on. And I got a Diddy story.
Before you ask that question, said, but I want to it's not trending. It's trendy to tear down black men of power. They did it with Michael Jackson. They started joking on him and with their Living Color skits. LeBron James, you saw the jokes. The jokes gonna fly in the black community, black culture.
They're gonna talk about it.
The thing with us, we don't know when to turn it off. So serious issues is always a joke. So we don't really know when to take nothing serious because we're gonna make everything a joke.
Yeah.
When some shit need to be addressed sternly and firmly.
I agree. So my question is music that impactful in a person's life to where we give people passes to do this type of stuff?
Oh,
yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Oh yeah.
Definitely.
Y'all think so?
Yes.
I mean, I told my cousin on Facebook.
Hold on. This is where I'm going. Hold on. Keep that thought, Brad. So if LeBron James came out and he was doing the same stuff as Diddy, will we say basketball is as influential as music in people's lives, or is music more influential?
It depends on you talking athletes, sports. Some people athletes.
You gotta think.
It's a little
everybody
different
ain't
now.
Basketball players.
Yeah, everybody ain't play basketball. Everybody don't even watch it.
Right.
And the athletes want to be rappers for real.
On the low.
Everybody listen to music.
Yeah.
So y'all saying music
is the most influential.
Okay. So this where I'm going. Hold on. So this is where I'm going. So you think it's easier for a person who doing music to get a pass if they're doing some fuck shit than a person playing basketball?
Oh yeah, look what I did to the boy with the gun. Listen to NBA YoungBoy song. Like, ain't he out of there?
Oh, Ja Morant.
He's out.
Yeah, he injured. He had tore shoulder, I think.
Yeah, he came.
So they're gonna let him play.
Yeah, he was playing when he got injured.
He came back.
He played. Yeah, he
came back. He hurt his elbow.
Twin Royal said the music.
Yeah,
music.
definitely.
The devil is the god of the music.
Yeah. He was the angel of the angel of music.
Yeah. It's the frequency in which I get you to operate.
Yeah. What you was gonna say, Brad? Though?
I was telling my cousin on Facebook, I was like, man, if you talking about throwing away Diddy and his catalog of music, I'm like, dog, you gotta throw away everybody, bro. Do you know how deep this junk go, bro?
Yeah,
like rock and roll, like fam, like it's crazy. Like it don't matter what genre you go into, bro. Like you can find somebody was messing with a underage girl, bro.
At some point.
So do y'all think when it comes to like creatives, like painting, music, sculpting, there's some level of maybe perversion or a level of oddness or weirdness to these people to be a creative?
They said one of them old artists, not Michelangelo, but the one of them was messing with, he had a younger wife. Like he was like 50 since she was like 18, 19.
Talking Vincent Van Gogh?
I think so.
Yeah, that's one that cut off his ear.
Or
but one of them had a younger wife.
But
what was what you call brother name? Who was writing? King James. That was writing the poems. What's the dude?
Shakespeare.
Yeah. It might have been him.
Perverted. All of them.
Yeah, it might have been him. I think it was
all
Shakespeare.
of them homosexual.
Yeah, because I think it was Shakespeare.
But they got the greatest literary works.
Right. They so praised.
So y'all think with creatives, they just part of it.
I feel like you tap into a different part of like your mind. Like you just, for you to like, when you creative and you go to that point, you tap into a different part of your mind.
Mm-hmm.
So you may analyze and your thought process is different. Like it's okay for me to deal with a 14-year-old because she's beautiful in her own light. Like you're weird though. Like it's not okay, but it's a pass because you're creative and you're designing, but you tap into another place. And normally those kind of people don't get along with other regular people.
So is this where we get the term pushing the envelope?
It's outside the norm of the culture, the cultural norms. Yeah. You just like, we come in the studio, you got people that do music.
Mm-hmm.
They can be like, man, I need a blunt, some nice looking women, some alcohol. That's kind of like a
just to get
cultural, that's understood like that. This is studio.
Mm-hmm.
So you gotta look at back then in certain times, a young girl or a boy in there while I'm pain. That was the norm.
Mm-hmm.
Dear Kais, whatever. Hey, we finna pop these Quaaludes together. I ain't date raping you. You ain't date raping me. We on this together.
And we all feeling good.
And now what you got today? Mushrooms.
Mm-hmm.
You always got aphrodisiac, the mood enhancers.
Mm-hmm.
People go through so much. The world gets so rugged on your ass. You need something to cut that edge.
Yeah.
Whether it's gonna be weed, shrooms, alcohol, sex, food.
Who was the guy that was over the coat? Had all the people following him.
Charles Manson.
What happened?
The white guy older, and he was pouring it. It wasn't my
Jim Jones. Jim Jones.
The devil worshippers.
The Jim Jones, the one that made him drink the Kool-Aid.
And they died.
Yeah, they died.
But I don't think they wasn't dying.
Keep describing.
He was the one, Caucasian male. All slept with all the women, had them all living naked.
Is this recent?
No, this back then they wasn't doing
Boy.
Quaaludes. They was doing what's the other one that make you lose your
LSD.
mind? They was doing that, and they didn't realize that they would start praising and stuff because you high. Yeah. They don't know that what's in the Kool-Aid and the drink. They thinking, oh, he's.
But they was drinking the Kool-Aid.
Yeah, they drinking it.
And drinking the Kool-Aid part. That's Jim Jones.
But I'm not gonna say Kool-Aid, but he was.
That's a real thing.
Did they die?
They didn't die. He was
so it's not
Jim
Jones.
I'm gonna have to get in my phone.
Okay, yeah, because Jim Jones, they had him drink the Kool-Aid, they died. That's why they just make the saying, "Don't drink the Kool-Aid."
Nah, his wouldn't die. He was a cult. He would have him in these big mansions and
him.
Charles Manson.
Charles Manson.
Charles Manson.
He was killing them.
No. He had a murder folks.
Killing people.
Okay, but they were crazy about him, and he had them freaking each other just for his entertainment.
Yeah.
They'd be on the lawn.
Go ahead.
You hide them.
Have y'all ever seen, I got homework for all y'all. I don't know. Have y'all ever seen the show Mindhunter on Netflix?
A little bit.
You seen some of it, so you know what I'm going with. I need y'all to go watch that.
Yeah. What is it about?
I mean, yeah.
Just give us a gist.
Okay, so it's about two FBI detectives that basically interview serial killers and see what was their motives, and probably about 90% of them, their motives was sexually enhanced motives.
Mm-hmm.
Like one of them name was Edward, and he like after he did his killings, he'll go back to the scene and like ejaculate,
masturbate.
It gets him off. There's the scene of where he killed somebody at. And then always be a young girl, like he killed his mama, cut her head off, and ejaculated it with her head.
Wow.
What?
Yeah. You can look it up.
Wow.
Look it up.
So Mindhunters is about real stories?
Yeah, these are real stories. Serial killers. And the crazy part, they white. You got Son of Sam, I forgot
Ted Bundy.
Edward Kimber, Ted Bundy on there. They got a couple of I think it's like one or two black guys, but the rest of them white.
John Wayne Gacy.
I wonder what the connection is between like the need to kill and like not getting pussy on the regular. Like it's always a connection. Like you.
But
need,
hold on. Would killing not be foreplay for them though?
I guess the part
that will get them off.
Right.
Killing
would technically be the foreplay.
But
so that's what
like
turns
if
them on.
you could date normal, like would you need to do that? Like
they don't date. That's the thing. They don't date normal.
Always weird.
Okay. One of the questions they asked on the show, they asked one of the serial killers. They said, "Do serial killers as of yourself usually go back to the crime scene?" He said, "Oh hell yeah, because that what gets them out." You had more going back to the crime scene. They'll pull up.
That's why I say it's like foreplay because we've all thought about some good pussy. We was like, God damn, if I could call that bitch up, you know.
Right.
Do you think?
But they take it to the extreme as far as killing people.
Now, do you think like it's us not recognizing that we're still carnal beings at the end of the day? You know, like not making an excuse for saying killing anything like that. But I think we forget sometimes like. We're not as civilized as we think we are. Like there's still like these.
Basically, we still more primitive.
Yeah, right. And I think we tend to forget that before we became civilized, men killing or showing that they're willing to take it to that level was actually something that got them, women.
I think that's more of a men thing because are there any known women serial killers that get off of like?
But hold on, I'm gonna go back to what you said. That's why. Women are okay with men going to war, then people are okay with them being homosexual because killing is part of a masculine thing, but having sex or being the one that receives penis is not.
Women don't derive the same pleasure from killing because you got the man who is driven by a lack. A woman is more going to be reactionary. It's out of revenge or emotion. Man who like let's say a psychopath, I just like killing because I get pleasure out of it. I don't give a fuck about it. I just like the feeling of killing something.
Yeah.
A woman like nah, I'm killing because I hate these type of men. I've been done wrong. I'm emotionally distraught and I'm taking all my pain out. Or versus this man, these people ain't do nothing to me. Pure innocent victims. Yeah. Jeffrey Dahmer, innocent victims. This guy, nah, she got a profile like. Or you got men who do profile killings. I don't like they had a guy in California. He was killing all them young models. Just recently, it was like 7 models got found dead in their apartment and all type of stuff. Like, and I said, like men on them dating apps and shit.
I don't even play with the like. Okay, you choked me a little bit, like not too much.
Not too much.
Like, but that's I can't breathe for real.
But that's all in rape culture. Choking is part of rape culture.
Yeah, but in sexual encounters, some men like to choke a little bit.
Some women like to receive choke too.
Yeah, I like, but then it's like not like if I'm over there like,
because I can't breathe. They had this one lady. She was interviewed and she was talking about how she just imagined or envisioned like being in the kitchen, cooking in her nightgown or something, and some robbers came in and just took her, just raped her.
Robbers with an S.
Robbers, multiple niggas just came in and took it, gang bang, and she said it turned on just the thought of men coming in and just taking her and bending her over and doing all this nasty freaky shit to her.
Yeah, that's how that boy Take got caught up, man.
I'm not gonna lie.
That's how that boy Take got caught up, man.
Had this thought
like doing great fantasies.
Yeah.
I've always had this thought, like, I've never been raped. Please, y'all don't get no ideas. But like, if it came to that, I'm just gonna give it to you. I don't want to tear my stuff up. I don't want any extra rips, cuts. And after, I'm gonna take your head off, but I'm not gonna be trying to fight you to the death while you tear me up because like they get off on that, like the struggle. But I'm not envisioning no men's coming in here and taking this
You'll be
cat while I'm
surprised.
cooking.
You'll be surprised. man.
Well, like I said, I think
everybody got fetishes now.
It's cool. That's why I feel men cheat, but that's a different topic.
I think with those killers, though, it's a certain brain development that they have. Like certain areas where you got empathy, they not as developed as say mind or a sane person. Like some of these guys, if you look at these series, they got the same kind of awkward resting face almost. Like they got this. It's like they
something
it's
in the
blank.
eyes.
It's
blank, like a blank stare. Like it's just certain things don't register.
Yeah,
like,
but you can kind of look at them and tell when they off.
A little off.
Yeah, you can, like there's something wrong with that.
You're not supposed to judge them, but you can tell.
Yeah, they say don't judge a book by the cover, but sometimes.
So when it got to the point where I'm going back to the quote unquote pushing the envelope, when people was doing art, and the person said, "Well, I'm pushing the envelope. The human body is beautiful. I'm going to paint the Sistine Chapel and have niggas' dicks and angels floating on that motherfucker." And this,
why they gotta be the first thing?
but that's a thing. Is that not real?
I'm just saying, why you can't say
that's
angels
the imagery
first?
for sure.
I'm just saying. But I'm just saying. But before that, there probably wasn't a thing where people were sculpting sculptures of men with their penises out and women with their breasts out and stuff like that.
But you gotta think some of those kids though, like
and some of them are kids naked too.
Children, yeah.
And so, and those
was normal.
And some of those people call those masterpieces.
Yeah, like art, like legit art.
And so when you have that part, when we talking about thousands of years ago, people was doing this. Why would it be that people aren't trying to find the hottest new drug, the hottest new art form, the hottest new music, pushing the envelope? I think when people say, when I always hear pushing the envelope, I'm just thinking of what's the most debaucherous thing you can think of.
Yeah. Well, right now we live in a follow me world. So it's like somebody could do some outrageous stuff, and then the next day somebody else trying to do it. It's trending. Like we live in a follow me world, a pick me world. You know, and if this is what I got to do to get picked, okay, so I'm gonna just go to Diddy house and have to pink cocaine. Like I want to be in, and then this might get me an album.
The word trending would not be a thing if it weren't for followers.
Everybody want the most followers. How many followers you got? Don't nobody want to talk to you unless you got a certain amount of followers.
Let me repeat that. The word trending would not be a thing if there were no followers. I'm done.
So
you got a pan on me. Hold on, let me say it again. The word trending would not be a thing if there weren't any followers. Clip that.
I'm like,
you shut your lying nigga lips up.
But it's like back to that, like y'all ever watch Spartacus?
I ain't never seen it. I've heard of it.
Oh my, you watch Spartacus? No. I need y'all. See, like growing up, I always had to watch Spartacus, of course, The Temptations, The Five Heartbeats. It was the WB with the frogs. So all they movies, whatever they played on Sundays, and you know they showed the whole thing forever.
Yeah. Right.
Well, Spartacus is back, I think, on Hulu or Netflix, and I'm trying to watch it as an adult because watching stuff as
a different point of perspective,
right? And I'm watching it, and the Romans are very big on nudity, like you said, cock sculptures and grapes and touching and interacting with young women. And then the rich men as power want young boys too. Like it's a power thing. And then, the peasants, they like to watch the peasants have sex and look at their godly gladiator bodies, and she's just like pound her harder, and I'm like, I'm trying to watch it. My son is in and out. I'm like, out. And he's like, what are you watching? But it's like a power trip. Like these rich folks want to watch poor folks have sex and have good sex because they know they could never. They wearing fake wigs back then. They ain't got no hair, they ain't got no teeth, but when they show up to these events to watch people fight and have sex, they put that stuff on, and it's like, take them somewhere else. So now they want to go sleep with little boys. That's normally that they grooming to be their next up in line. It's like it's been going on since before the music game.
The Romans and the Greeks, they would always sleep with young boys until they grew a beard.
It's weird.
That's where the term mentor come from. Greek. A mentor would take on a young boy and teach him and show him.
And we always want our black boys to have mentors.
And that's why they always get toe out the frame when you look at it.
But low key, like you said, they I never knew that. So
Me
you just
neither.
so
You
you just taught me
just
something right then. But
dropped
it
it.
it
Yeah.
makes sense because they talk about like even with like Alexander the Great. Like one of the rituals is that your mentor, I guess, sodomizes you.
What?
Yeah, into manhood. Yeah.
How does that make you more masculine if you deprive me of?
Because the man is
What's the psyche of it?
I guess he's giving his he feel like he's giving his masculine essence.
You said who?
Alexander the Great.
Like just Romans in general. You feel what I'm saying? Like
Their whole culture is different.
Yeah, just like that Roman, that Greek culture, like they felt like a man sodomizing a young boy was him giving away his masculine essence or helping him to become a man.
But to a man, not a woman.
Yeah, to a man. Yeah,
I feel like all of them was bisexual back then.
That's where it came from. That's the origin of homosexuality.
So when did it become like normal to date a woman? Just for the
I think. Well, it was always. Do you know this? You can look this up. Do you know that I think it was the Greeks. They had another island. That's where you get the term Amazon, where women and
tall women. That's where Xena comes from.
Yeah, but they had their own island, and they would beef with their men. They would actually fight each other. That's why when you think about like them coming over here in America and black men actually being able to vote and how white men treat their women in comparison to everybody else, like they always had a homosexual culture. It's to be honest, it's weird when a white man really isn't gay.
Really?
Yeah, because like if you for me, I'm gonna say
I felt like they all grew, the ones that play sports, they all had
think about this. Think about this. If I'm standing next to let's say a white student from UA or some shit, you gonna see more feminism in him than you will in me.
Correct.
So I mean, it kind of just go like that.
But like I said, if you was gonna say like
he gave fuck.
Like
I don't even know it.
I
think my boy dude from YouTube.
But like I said, when you play sports,
yeah,
one of the things I noticed, like when the white guys would be in the locker room, they'd be doing the weirdest shit.
Oh my god!
Like they'll be playing with I remember this one time vividly. We was in the locker room, we was changing out, and the white dude wrapped his dick around his balls. Like, look, it's a snail. I'm like, how'd
you even figure that out?
The fuck? Like this is weird. Or when I play baseball, all the black guys be cool and whatnot, but the white guys be walking around cup check and they get the bat and try to hit you in the dick, make sure you cup on the shit. Like they always talk, like even if you watch like a lot of your YouTube people, your Aiden Rosses, your Destinies, those type of people, they always talking about dicks. Like white men, Adam 22 or Joe Rogan, he was talking about, I was watching a clip, he was talking about the game. He was like, man, have you seen the games package? Man, he got a thing on him.
I think they're always checking because to be around a bunch of black men in a locker room, they ain't never seen nothing like it. Like y'all packing.
I think that's part of what they say. I think that's go back to like they
I think the European culture, they're obsessed with the phallus, bro. It's like phallic worship, like to them is just like everything, bro. The women and the men, bro. It's just like they're obsessed with that shit for some reason. You know what I'm saying?
But I'm gonna say this. White people are fantasize with the phallus, and black people, we fantasize with pussy.
Facts.
It is facts now.
Facts.
That's how this shit go. And then I ain't saying that other than the gay shit, I would say that's why our community is more matriarchal and their community is more patriarchal. And we see what these two communities don't line up and how they view it, how they treat their women, how the men run shit compared to how the white community run their shit. Take the gay shit out, but like I said, they understand that the man is the power. Like you got to think of this as a man. It will never be a time that a woman could just come into you and be doing all this stuff. You could really kill her with your bare hands. You could choke the shit out of a bitch. She could punch you and all this, but you could really do some damage to a woman. Like we watched the video yesterday. That man had his ladies with one punch breaking their jaws. Blacking their eyes, nodding their head up.
You can't do that. Dude ain't finna just do that to a dude.
Right. And normally would never even have that same energy to a dude.
I'm just saying, like,
but because, like I said, the threat of death. Men understand that if me and you get into it, if we actually get into blows, it might be a point where I might have to kill you. And my dad used to always say this: when you get into a fight with another guy, you're not just fighting him to get you out. When y'all actually exchanging blows, he's trying to kill you. Remember that. And that's stuck in my head because we've seen where people go, and we just had the young girl. I know this is about women, but we just had a young girl they're trying to put in jail. The black girl slammed the white girl head on the ground and killed her. Y'all seen that?
Oh no, I ain't heard about that.
It was 2 weeks ago. They got to find. Supposedly, I don't know, but
Allegedly.
the rumors were the white girl jumped the black girl the day before.
Right, and then she tore to pieces.
And she caught her by herself with her people, and they end up fighting one-on-one.
And that was a problem.
And she slammed the girl head. Now they're saying that she should be put in jail. You can't help
But I
what
feel
go
like
on.
that'll be a form of self-defense, though.
Nah, because it's days.
It's mutual.
later.
I don't know the laws between mutual combat, but I think if y'all both engaging in the fight and somebody dies, nobody should go to jail on that.
No, you're right.
I don't think if it's mutual combat, because the white girl squared up, they both squared up. It wasn't like she was trying to walk away. Now, if the girl was trying to walk away, that's different. But the white girl was squaring up, ready to fight. She was swinging back. She just, like I said, by herself, one-on-one. It was just a different story.
I would ask the judge. If a motherfucker jumped you and the next day you saw,
man, we talking about law, man. I want to hear this shit.
You going
to what is happening?
What the hell you gonna do?
I can look it up.
That's crazy. I ain't gonna lie.
I was finna look up the name of the island.
Oh, with the women.
Yeah. Hold on. We'll just
So what was
But that usually how it go when two dudes fighting. Somebody got to pull one off of another to end that fight. That's usually how it go.
See, in my prime, I'm not gonna say my prime. When I was younger,
in my prime is fucking insane.
I know she used to be whooping chicks' ass.
You feel me? So like,
she be like she just dragging bitches out through.
Here you go.
In my prime,
breaking her head.
I'm 5'7", and I used to be about 230. I used to have more weight, and my biggest thing is like, man, I'll break your jaw, I'll knock a nigga out.
It's right here.
Okay,
but I ain't got it in me no more. Like
this it right here.
Fighting.
She had a seizure. The white girl just shaking on the pavement. She died, and everybody ended up in a brawl after that.
It's time for something to happen after that.
It's a viral video allegedly showing a group of Missouri high schoolers jumping another girl is causing a racial uproar on social media, with some commenters alleging reverse racism, as an unidentified teen girl who appeared to be white was reportedly hospitalized in critical condition after a fight near Hazelwood East High School on Friday. In the video, a group of teen girls who appear to be black are seen punching and kicking the girl on the ground. Now this is different because they didn't touch the girl. It got to be a different one. I'm trying to see they got a video so we can see, because they got a video.
You know, with race, they always going. If it was the other way around, it would be cool. When it comes to us, if she took that girl head off, it's a problem, and she got to go.
Let me see. But they didn't jump her or nothing. It was just one-on-one because I watched the video, and I know they ain't gonna have it on YouTube.
Everything be on YouTube.
That with fights and stuff. Yeah, this is the video right here.
Can the viewers?
I won't play this on him. Yeah, see. Hold on, I understand. Oh, which proceed?
I'm about to say we can't even see it.
Yeah.
That cracking, y'all can hear that.
Yeah.
That shit crazy. And they ain't jump her, and it was one-on-one, just like this how it was.
Yeah.
And
Let it ride.
I don't really want to hear that.
No.
I just want to. It's a minute.
It's a minute.
Wait.
Let it ride. I ain't seen.
You can't bring it up and not let us see it.
Don't watch this.
I didn't jump her.
They ain't jumping. There's multiple fights at once. Oh, that's what you were talking about. And she going to jail. You going to jail. It's
So y'all see that she going to jail?
If it was blows, that you're going to jail. And it ain't your first time going the way you did that.
Yeah,
it's like
she
the way
goddamn motherfucking she ended her in real time.
Like, yeah, that crackling, that shit.
She Raji tried to take her out for real. Like,
yeah,
but
she probably ain't mad about going to jail about that.
Yeah, that ain't the first time.
That's these teenagers. I hope she ain't been in jail before that.
She done been through some stuff.
She did. How she smashed her shit like that.
That's not her first fight.
They gonna make her see.
But yeah, it's been a thing all on Twitter like the last 2 weeks. they've been talking about it, going through it, and the girl allegedly that knows her was talking about why this happened and why she had a group with her and the white girl had a group with her because they jumped her the day before. So it's like, oh, I got you today.
Did they have a video of
Probably
the
not.
white girl jumping them?
Probably so. I don't know. I didn't
Somebody
see it.
got one.
But you know, everybody got their phones
they
out.
always
Somebody
film.
recorded.
But yeah, like I said, it's weird times that we live in. We talking about Diddy, so nobody here mad at Diddy.
I'm not mad.
I'm
Those
not
folks
mad at the predator for being what they is. I'm mad at the people around them for acting like they didn't know when they did.
So okay, so this is my question. Should there be some type of victim blaming in the legal system? And the reason I say that is, like Chris said, y'all acting like y'all didn't know, but you mean to tell me you allowed somebody to do all of this stuff around you and you continue to do it, and today you're able to file a lawsuit? You don't think somebody should just be like, oh, you did this for 45 years? No, you ain't finna get no money from this. Or what y'all think?
I mean, I think in some situations it'd be like they be fearing for their life if they feel like they say something. Like I feel like if they feel like they gonna say something and goddamn motherfucker gonna snipe their ass at 2:00 in the damn morning when they up getting the snack. Goddamn, I mean, I'm pretty sure they won't say nothing.
So okay, so how far should fear go in letting a lot of this stuff slide? How far should fear go?
I mean, depends on the status of the person.
Because now if you feel like they was gonna do all that at 2:00 in the morning, snipe you back then, why you don't feel like you gonna get sniped now though? If you feel like this person is powerful,
I think it's more probable now.
Exactly. So that's what I'm saying.
But I think, but and only time can tell this.
Yeah.
Goddamn, the motherfucker that has said something, we just gotta pay attention and see what happened to them.
Yeah.
I heard how he paid the bodyguard that had been doing interviews for years. You know what I'm talking about, the big black dude. I heard how he paid him when none of this had started. And it's $1 million or something like that.
Well, I heard that a lot of people was mad about that. He was trying to sue the people that he got the liquor with. Deleon or something.
I think they were trying to sue him.
He was trying to sue him.
He was trying to get royal. Yeah, he was trying to get points off the money.
So he was capping with that. That's not all.
No, he didn't own. He don't own nothing.
Or Ciroc.
He don't own it. It's more so like branding. Yeah.
Why couldn't he just tell us that? Because he got other people out here
making
these nasty liquors.
Well, hold on.
And trying to own it.
It would probably
the selling point.
Yeah, I was about to say the selling point of him being a black owner or something will made people buy more. Just the idea. That's what I'm saying. The representation of who Diddy is and what Diddy is. Like Slim Thug said, he's black, billionaire, and they came from the streets where a lot of people feel like they can relate to. You can achieve this, but at the same time, it's like, yeah, this person achieved that, but on the backs of what? On the backs of who? On the degeneracy of who? Whose innocence did this person have to take? Whose back did this person have to take out? What murder did they have to commit? What shiesty shit? What business did they have to steal? Yeah, they might have gotten there, but when you start seeing this stuff about all his sexual allegations and stuff, then just think about his business practices.
That's what it's. It's just icing on the cake. I'd never rock with him after. Like you look at all his artists, he did them wrong.
Yeah,
all of them.
All of them.
Yeah,
from Mace to Biggie, Total, all of them.
There's not a good story with a bad boy artist like at all.
I saw.
I can't think of any of them.
I saw a clip briefly. It was with Day 26.
Day 26. I was gonna play that today.
One?
Yeah.
Will was quiet, but the
other one's talking about who sucked dick or something. Yeah, he said that ain't that. What they do in their bedroom, that ain't my business.
Yeah.
And as a matter of fact, I say
one of they bandmates.
Day 26.
Day 26.
Remember that? It was Will. I don't remember their name.
No, I was so the guys that was interviewing, they were basically outing one of their bandmates.
Was doing something with Diddy.
I don't know if they were talking about the bandmate or somebody
on the show. Or somebody on the show.
Yeah.
It's just like
no, this ain't the show.
Clip it.
This ain't about the show. This about them actually like seeing
working with him in the past.
Oh, what they witnessed.
Yeah.
Like what you had to do in order to get your project.
Oh, I got that clip I was looking for last week.
And Will was,
that's what I say about Slim Thug.
I just like Will. He fine. He the one who be dancing and stuff with the muscles. And he had the wives, and that was part of his MO. Like, I'm with my wife. This is what I
bald head dude, right?
Nah, he had a little low cut, like low cut.
I don't say like me because I ain't got shit to do with it.
Did
No,
Will?
Will
Did
was
he?
straight. Will ain't got no allegations.
Did he originally?
I'm just
Did
talking.
he I'm about to say he originally had like a
show
like braids or something, and then he could have
I
got.
don't know if Will had braids.
Yeah, Will had braids.
Okay. Cause that's my era. Like I'm in high school when Day 26 and then
I used to watch Day 26.
You know, certain people sign up to get fucked. Certain people, if you're gonna keep it real, certain people sign up to do the job of paying your rent that way. Right. You know, I didn't sign up for that. I felt like my talent was enough. So now that 4 years later that I have experience in seeing, not putting anyone's business out, because you know what you do in your personal bed is whatever you do. But as far as me, when I go to an appearance, I want to get paid for that appearance. So we never, or I don't have anybody really.
Oh, the man.
But I ain't gonna lie, his mannerism was kind of
Funny.
like he
sweet too.
He got a little sugar in his tank. Yeah, he got a little sugar in his tank.
But yeah, so like I said, when nobody mad at it, nobody mad at our. I think most people have shared the same sentiment about like parents basically being a willing participant till you couldn't participate anymore, or you seen something that was you didn't know was your threshold and it became your threshold until you witnessed it, or you know what I'm saying, or you're not reaping the benefits for being around this person anymore. You could be a scorned lover. Like those are the things that when I hear these lawsuits and I'm starting to see what's going on, typically it's something along the lines of that. It's not a person that's trying to protect anybody. It's not a person that's don't want this to happen to anybody else. It's not a person that's thinking about the future of other people. It's typically on the lines of that. I'm scorned. I ain't benefit no more. I'm not in the limelight no more. You came up short on what you promised me. You didn't give me anything that you promised me. Like it's never to me seem like a person that come out with these lawsuits or these allegations are a person of right standing.
See, that's what was so crazy to me about the Cassie part. Like Cassie was making music, doing her thing, got with Diddy, and then everything came to a halt. And you doing all of this, you his girlfriend, you his not his girlfriend, you in the mix. You can't get one song, like over years. You can't get this man to help you do one project.
She was kept. She was a kept chick. She
was kept, but she made it clear that's what she kept making music because that's what she wanted. She wasn't content.
Well, I'm gonna ask you this. I'm gonna ask you this: is Sierra really making music like that?
She's kept and she's happy with being kept. If
how you know Cassie wasn't happy?
She just dropped that 30 million.
Yeah, it's because she's a scorned lover.
She went and got married,
but she wasn't happy because that's why she went and got married. She got what she really wanted.
Let's keep it real. If her dude had 30 million, or if she leveled up and married another billionaire, we would have never heard about this. We would not have heard about this.
Eve did, we wouldn't have heard about it.
And I feel like that's the only reason Diddy did it, like as a flex, like your man could never shut up, go away.
Yeah, I'm gonna feel the same way too.
Yeah,
like
your man could never shut up. I still got power over
you. And it's easier. It is easy just to go ahead and just pay that. I guess you say 30 mil and just get it over with. Versus,
you don't think
she got 30?
It was 30. What you think after taxes?
When you say 30, my attorney get a third of all settlements.
No, we get that, but we just talk about the lawsuit. Did she win the 30 million lawsuit?
Yeah, you got a 30 million suit, but she probably walk away with 8-9 million.
Yeah.
After taxes, after taxes,
she ought to get 30.
Your attorney get a third.
Yeah,
you got to cut taxes, and you get the difference. Taxes is 41%.
Do they tax?
Taxes is 41%. Yeah.
Let me ask.
Taxes is 41% on the million.
Only getting 8.
Taxes is 41% on a million. So that 30 million automatically go to 16. 17 million. And most would have been 20, but you still got to pay a third to your attorney. So let's say if taxes on the light and they find whatever. 30 million, you get 20. The lawyer still get a third.
That's good. She got to walk away with at least 15.
Nah, she ain't getting half of that. She's getting about 10, 11 at the max after taxes and them fees. Attorneys ain't bullshitting because they the only one that know how to put those type of suits. That shit is very tedious. That ain't no 14 page. That's a whole stack. Because you got to recollect, you talking 10 years of data that has to be chronic. It got to be in order. It got to have certain names. It got to places, times. That shit got to be very concise. Yeah, he getting third out of that, Jack. I used to what I used to do, subrogation. I used to do this. Any attorney call in, claims, insurance. Oh, we get a third. That's why they want to deal with us. Nah, you got an attorney. Whatever you seen, I get a third. No matter what it is. I don't give a fuck. It's for a car seat. Yeah, I need a third of that. Yeah. So attorneys ain't bullshit. That's why they got this thing called ambulance chasers. They chase them ambulance on purpose. Alexander Shinard and them.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get a third, Jack. Yeah, you get. Yeah. Oh, you got hit. Hey, come on, I'm gonna get you paid, but I'm gonna get a third. That's why he got all the money. Easy money. You just learn the language of the law.
Alexander did me dirty. We got back 70, walk away with 7. So I can believe you with that. He took it all.
Text.
And it took 2 years.
He gonna take a good bit of it.
I'm talking about the law itself state the attorney get a third.
And I like that top dog. I like him. He ghetto. He good in ghetto. His commercials come through good in ghetto.
Oh, mama. Top dog. Nigga sound like he's straight from Belgium.
Who?
I would not trust no lawyer called Top Dog.
Who is that?
Top Dog Law.
That's a real lawyer?
Yeah, it's in Birmingham.
Yeah,
I bet you pull him up.
I ain't never seen that.
He
You heard the commercial on the radio?
good in ghetto.
No, man.
You at the accident scene called Top Dog?
Look, Top Dog Law.
Top Dog Law.
He's not black.
No, he white. He a white dude.
He knew who to target.
And he got a lot of nigga in him though. I heard him talk before. He got a lot of nigga in him. But yeah, he white.
I thought that. So
But
that's
the
his
dude, no,
voice in the
that ain't his voice though. That's
How
a black
we know?
dude. That's a black dude.
I need proof.
Oh man.
That's crazy.
Heard on the job.
Hey, if y'all following, y'all make sure y'all like the page, follow the page. We give y'all good content like this all the time. So what now?
You want some drink?
Huh?
He holding out. He told me don't touch this.
Y'all done? Y'all gotta go or y'all good?
I gotta do it.
Oh, okay. Well, we can end. Y'all want to give y'all closing remarks on Diddy, which I think the outcome will be.
He nasty.
Is there gonna be
So
any
he nasty,
criminal?
but we not mad. But he's still
I
nasty.
ain't mad at him for being who you want to be, but he's still nasty.
I can't be mad at him for who you are, but I can't rock with it.
I ain't fucking with him. I ain't mad at him.
Just because
I
he's in the
wouldn't.
limelight as the villain don't mean I just supposed to jump on the bandwagon and hate him. He been who he is.
So
Yeah,
what does
this
that
ain't nothing
mean?
new.
He beats the charges, but we not like he don't own Delion Ciroc. But we don't drink the liquor. We don't listen to the music. Like, what does that mean?
I don't think that's
Oh,
the case.
look,
I
I
think
don't like NBA YoungBoy music, but that don't mean I don't like him.
Right, but you're not canceling. It sounds like you kind of canceling Diddy. Like you said, you're not rocking with
I'm
it.
not rocking with him from the level of supporting his endeavors because he don't do right by his people. But I can't take away his presence from the culture. So if I hear a Diddy song, I'm gonna listen to it, but
Right.
that's just me listening to it.
I don't like strippers, but no, I don't like to talk to strippers, but I don't like but I like strippers.
I don't like strippers, but
Red flag.
I'm gonna pull the phone. I'm gonna pull the phone to the side.
I ain't mad at strippers, but I would
I'm
never
pissed.
talk to strippers.
You would never date a stripper?
No.
I ain't mad at strippers, but I'm pissed at strippers. Not mad, I'm pissed.
I ain't gonna lie. I used to hate strippers, and then when you get to talking, they really dope people.
Yo, they cool.
They done
They
been through
cool.
some.
No,
Most of them
they
have been
good,
through some
cool
things,
people.
or they're nurses in training.
I'm just saying, as far as
real estate agents.
I done met some cool strippers, but I wouldn't date a stripper.
I wouldn't date a stripper. No.
I done met a couple and be like, oh, I can see why my dude like kicking it with you. Like you a little vibe.
Yeah, they can be cool.
And you
people all
hustle
day.
super hard.
Whores are fun.
Oh,
I keep
like a
saying that
payphone.
whores are charming.
I
keep
see why
saying
men
that
like
whores are
hoes.
charming.
A
Hoes be where
hoe's
it's at.
charm
Cause they a vibe.
keeps your bed warm.
Are they charming or are they conniving?
And they finesse.
I mix of both.
They both.
Yeah.
You like you, the
Especially at
excitement
Blue
comes with
Flame.
both.
Oh my God, them motherfuckers.
That
so
place
conniving.
is dangerous.
Yeah, that's why they connive.
That's why you don't like
I
strippers.
seen the motherfucking
It's
prettiest.
dark in
Oh,
there.
Atlanta got the strippers in Atlanta.
Ooh, I seen, but
They
it was a
bad,
girl
but
that like
them
Janae
motherfuckers
Aiko,
No.
shaped like Roxy Reynolds. Ooh, that motherfucker. Ooh, that bitch was bad.
Atlanta got the most
I'm
conniving.
talking about that bitch was bad. We was in there. That's when that Drake song had just came out.
That's tough.
That Donnie McClurkin.
Fall down. What that shit is?
Get up.
Bounce that shit. Hold on.
What, baby? Rich baby daddy?
No. It was years ago.
Oh, old Drake.
Why you like to fight with me at Cheesecake? You know I love to go to.
I know what you talking about. You talking about on
Bounce that shit like
Know
whoa.
Yourself.
Bounce that shit like whoa.
Who came out with this?
Drake.
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 They already know how I like
I don't fuck with.
it.
I stopped fucking with Drake after.
Man, y'all brothers. You cannot mess with Drake.
I just take care. I stopped
What I'm
fucking
looking
with him.
for?
He started getting weird.
You said bounce that ass like y'all ain't gonna muck up.
Yes, of course.
Yeah, they are though.
We probably finna
Just
end
wait.
real
I'm
quick. You
about
get
to
your
go
drink
to
before
We
you
don't do
leave.
after hours with you, so we gotta interrogate you.
I'm looking for it.
Let me see. I want to know that song. Y'all know what I'm talking about. That.
I mean, why you look like that while we bring that up and I got that red hair? How y'all feel about like Drake? I feel like he hopping on Sexy Red bandwagon.
He do that with all.
I'm about to say Drake. I always do that.
That's. I think that is a scheme.
He's
and
a wave.
plan
He's a wave vampire.
He doing. He got something
Vulture
up with
culture.
her.
What you
But
call
they
vulture
always
Vulture
talk,
culture, yeah.
But culture.
No.
But they always talk about the Drake curse. When Drake bandwagon you, it's a lot of niggas that ain't bounced back from that Drake feature.
Ooh.
Like I Love McConan.
It's only one because he
Who's
signed.
Because everybody.
He
once
take
you
you
start
up.
riding with Drake,
Hold on, it's a
the
lot of
artists he signed.
Huh?
It's only with the artists he signed because he tried to do that
There's
the
no
weekend and
protocol
weekend
against
got up
that
on him.
shit.
He tried to weekend got away
what you
quick.
mean?
It was OVO EXO.
Okay.
And the weekend was like, nah, I want to do my own because Drake and Weekend was
you about the
collabing.
weekend,
Yeah.
I
And
like
Weeknd
it. So that's
said,
what happened to his career.
Nah,
He got
Weeknd-
a
Drake
he
and what
got
up?
from bottom
The
and
dude
it became
McConan-
bigger.
The dude
Yeah, he got
McConan
big.
signed with him and let Drake hop on his song. You don't do that. If I sign with you, you ain't because you jump. It's mine because all my logo on your shit.
Right.
Yeah.
It's my shit on there. It's OVO, all that. That's me.
OVO, EXO. Yeah,
So if you got a hot song, you don't let the big dog get on there until you already put it out there.
Yeah, because at first I thought it was just a Drake song, and then it was like, nah, it's a
McConan.
I Love McConan. Like, who the fuck is that?
What song are we talking about?
On the
You
Tuesday.
going up on a Tuesday.
On a Tuesday. Yeah.
I don't remember Drake's verse on that though.
Yeah, 'cause that was the remix.
Yeah.
Okay. So what happened? So that's the curse. We don't
Yeah.
know.
Yeah, they
Yeah,
say it's a Drake curse. After Drake getting your shit, it's
You go up though. You just can't sign with his ass.
I feel like
I mean,
Sexy
who
playing
was? I mean, who
all
was
of them.
this is applied to? I feel like he only
He
applied.
got,
Future-
Child's Play. That's the name of the song. Child's
Drake
Play.
jumped on Future first song singer. Tony Montana was Future first official singer, and Future said only thing he messed up about it because he went in the video. When you do the first, you gotta do the song and the video.
Yeah.
So who was in the video? Drake or Future?
Drake went in the video.
But
But
Drake
that's
be
a
doing
hold
a
on.
lot of people.
It's
like
a
that
different.
based
It's a
off
difference
timing.
between being your first official like a Future.
Because Future was already out
That's
here.
what I'm
like,
saying.
It was
was-
your
Yeah,
first
Chubby
official
Baby.
single.
Yeah,
on
because
a label.
but he was still buzzing. It's different than I Love McConan, where your biggest song people know you from is that particular song.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? Like Future was gonna be Future even if he didn't have that Drake.
You know, I'm from up north. We would start a Future with Future off Word to My Mother with Chubby Baby.
Oh yeah.
Word to my mother. I'll bring the worry out. And folks was like, who is that? I'm like, it's Future.
Chubby.
It's like, who's Chubby Baby? I was like, not too much.
Not too much.
Oh, you from Ohio?
Newark, New Jersey.
Jersey.
But I fuck with Drake.
He's weird now.
I feel like
You think Drake weird
I
now?
can see
Yeah,
him
Drake
getting
is
some
weird.
canceling thing, like how Diddy stuff is coming out. I can see him going
He
through
gonna
a
be the
moment
next
like
Diddy.
that.
I'm calling.
I can see something.
Drake
like that.
is?
Yeah.
I don't think so.
Nah.
He
But
ain't-
I think
he don't
it's
groom
gonna
artists
be
like
more
that.
so towards the woman side.
And he
though.
got that backing behind him. Like,
he
we
like
can't talk
script.
about them.
I feel like he gonna end
Oh,
up
listen,
raping.
to
The
a smart
tiny
hat.
hats.
So
Drake
smart
is
hat,
gonna
yeah.
end up raping women.
And
Oh, Lord,
Stop,
stop.
stop.
Oh, Lord. Oh, Lord.
Yeah, we
You
don't
gotta
say
try to
word.
get it. You gotta watch
Why
it.
would
You
I
gotta
say
watch-
great?
you gotta watch a lot of stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Closing remarks. What we doing here?
This curtain.
Like,
But,
share, subscribe. to the
Drake do
channel.
also keep a lot of stuff private. Like he keep
Yeah,
it
he
in
do.
Canada. He keep it private. He show us what he
He
want.
got great business resources around.
And he pay his
Yeah.
girl, like his stripper baby mama. He paid for what he want.
He's a business. So many
Yeah.
entities are connected to him. They're not gonna let him trip, fall, or slip.
Yeah.
I ain't
Oh,
gonna
no.
flip though. That
He's
boy,
made.
he didn't goddamn. He didn't been in top tier. Like he ran through the top tier.
Any artists that come
You
out
think
popping,
so?
they going through Drake.
You think he? Well, they said he don't use rubber, so he probably did.
You say he what?
He don't use rubber. Oh, he said he
Probably.
ran through the top tier.
He
Like
ran
the
through the
elite.
top tier.
Oh yeah, he
He didn't
So
goddamn.
he got
he's
That bitch came out. Hey,
I was in college.
Hey, when that bitch came
Yeah.
out, shit.
Hey, motherfucker,
I was in the strip
crazy on
club.
that song. Real talk, motherfucker
Hey,
crazy
that
on
bitch
song.
came out. Yeah,
I like the old.
He rocking the strip club.
Mixtape.
that views. Hey, the
Yeah.
people like to sleep on that views, but that's one of my favorite albums.
I'm
That
a hard
motherfucking
guy to get
Madonna.
along. We get on the song.
What the
with
album
Edric.
was when
Take Care
he
was the
had
best-
his
best
face in
shit.
2D with the clouds and shit in the background? What the
That might
name
be
of that album?
Take Care.
No, that wasn't Take Care. That was the
That wasn't
one.
Take Care.
That was the one after it.
Take care of the one where he was sitting at the desk.
It had the language on there with Jay-Z.
Hold on, I'm finna go to it. Hold on.
I like my favorite
I know
album
you're
is
talking
the
about.
one.
You know what album I'm talking
I know
about?
exactly
Oh,
what
nothing
you're
was the same.
Nothing was.
That's the one with
That probably his best body of work.
the one
I
that
fuck
they got
that
on it,
song.
on
like
it.
That's
I
my
like
favorite
Views,
Drake
though.
album.
They got on it.
It made
Next time I don't
I fuck with
I
that
want to
Drake.
make
They take
love.
care of something serious.
That's
dog.
my favorite Drake
Yeah,
song.
they
Take Care is my personal favorite.
bro.
No, I take that back.
Yeah.
If you're reading this, that's my favorite album.
So they got
That goddamn. What
I
it called
better
again?
find your loving.
Oh, yeah.
I
What it
better
called?
find your
Nothing was the same.
heart.
Nothing was the same. That
My
album
nigga
right
went
there.
out. My nigga went dumb on this one.
Like Drake comes from a musical family. Like his
His
dad,
daddy,
his
dad.
uncle, like they some real playeristic ass dudes.
And
like,
from Memphis.
No, he's from Canada.
No,
No, his daddy
His
from
daddy from Memphis.
And if you listen to his music,
okay.
he talk about how he spent a lot of time in Memphis too.
So you know that.
So he might have been singing. No, she from St. Louis. How about to say he might have been singing sexy.
No, they age range is different.
that
too,
Memphis
I think.
scene, that Memphis scene influence. You know, probably
Yeah,
play
he
a
got
bit.
some.
got
Drake got
some-
some.
he got
good-
some swag.
He got some good niggas.
That motherfucking Madonna, that company
He
on
got a
that.
good nigga. He got some good nigga. in him.
So he
With
was
some
outside.
Canadian.
He in Memphis.
He got
He probably
That
a dolphin
motherfucking
and
jungle.
all of that.
That
He-
nigga
he-
Jungle.
he-
That
look,
nigga.
That's
went-
that if you read
Drake is.
Yeah.
Drake is.
That nigga when that nigga
That's-
dropped
that
Jungle.
That tape was fire.
Shit.
Look, Drake is Canadian bacon and cheese eggs with
He
cheese.
said
grits.
Canadian bacon.
That was Drake
Bacon.
is.
That sound lit on the
I'm just saying.
Somebody call Donald Trump.
I'm just
Nah,
that was
sorry,
Drake is. Canadian bacon. We ain't gonna have regular bacon. So we ain't gonna do too much,
Little
as you
sprinkle.
say. We ain't gonna
Don't
do
take
too
us
much.
out of here, said.
Oh, my nigga said he trying to get up out of here.
Cheese, egg, and cheese. grits.
So-
that what a nigga is. The cheese,
Anybody
egg,
want to
cheese.
give closing remarks before we get up out of here? They want to say anything about Diddy? Anything about what's going on? Do y'all think it's weird that we finally getting to see what's going on in this world? Like for certain. No conspiracy theory. Ain't no conspiracy theories of Illuminati and selling your soul.
I really think it should be private, man. If these folks wasn't rich, that's their business. Free Carisha, because that's what we about to be saying. But
That she going?
man,
She gonna cop.
JT knew to get up out of there for a reason.
Y'all think that's why JT separated herself?
Yeah, she
I
was.
don't
Oh, they
think
broke
so.
up.
They been,
Yeah, they
Yeah,
they
they
kinda-
been
she was
separated.
probably
She
at the
already knew that
parties
was-
and she saw her friend doing things she knew her friend normally wouldn't do.
Yeah.
And
That's
she
why I
already
say
dated a weirdo.
there's a difference between women. You can get you a woman like Cassie, or you can get you a woman like Carisha. Carisha out
And
here
Carisha was
holding
with it.
signs, doing all this type of shit, and we can't act like Diddy ain't doing the same fucking things with both of these women. One's acting like she a victim when we know she was participating, and we got with the other bitch over here acting like she having the time of her fucking life.
And
So-
JT was over there like, girl, what is you doing? Get out of there. And she got out of there, but then she with a weirdo. That's another day though. Her boy be wearing purses and stuff.
Mm. Well, it's the new normal podcast. I'm gonna let everybody
Oh, go ahead.
say what they need to say before we get up out of here. Tell them about yourself, where they can find you, all the good shit.
I'm gonna leave with a conspiracy theory.
Okay.
I believe the creators, producers, and writers of The Simpsons are time travelers, and they know more than what we think they know.
That's fair. That's
I
crazy.
feel like they know what's gonna happen before it does. I don't care what nobody says.
It was rain.
They have proved it multiple times through the years. They're on season 3. They predicted this. The bridge and they predicted it.
That's in there.
That's on the Simpsons.
That episode came out. It wasn't recent.
Right.
That episode.
I knew they knew Trump.
So they
was
really
gonna
got
be
an
president.
episode of a boat hitting a bridge in Baltimore.
Yes.
They got it out there.
Man,
They predicted the whole Donald Trump era.
I know that. I know.
They predicted
Trump
all
was
that.
president.
All
I've seen
that
that.
shit
They
on
predicted
there.
all that.
The mask,
He was pink.
the VR shit.
Yeah,
Like,
All that's on there.
yeah, they
that
predicted
shit wild as fuck.
That's crazy.
all
Yeah,
that.
all that shit on there.
Real
It's a
stuff.
big coincidence.
Man,
Y'all,
I mean,
y'all think they knew something that we ain't know?
Family Guy got a
They
little
always
trickle
know
of,
something
but the Simpsons,
Yeah.
they hit the nail
And
on the head.
American
every
Dad get a
single
little
time.
bit too.
Yeah, they get a little bit too, but the Simpsons,
Yeah.
they hit the nail on the head every time.
Oh,
I don't think that show ever been canceled. Like, has it
It
ever been
ain't
like
never
this the
been.
last
I don't
season?
know how it's never been canceled because they literally putting it out there. What's gonna happen?
Are they still kids? At least somebody
Yeah.
still kids.
Yeah, they still good. Ain't
Yeah,
nothing
it's the
changed.
longest running sitcom in American history.
Yeah,
Wow.
exactly.
Alright.
They tell you what's gonna happen, and it end up happening every fucking time.
Okay, you anything else?
That's all.
Cheap.
Yeah, y'all already know the vibe. Shop pinkempirellc.com. Pick up on 3rd Avenue, TMT Styles and Cuts. Look out for me. Season 1, House of Motion, Trap. You know the vibes.
Yes, we're here. Legacy Room Vintage pop-up shop next Sunday at the City Walk, 12 to 6 p.m. Let's get it.
Be careful out here, y'all, man. You know, folks out here crazy. You know, folks being one out here want to party. You know, sometimes you gotta tell them no, bro. I can't party with you, bro.
Cat Williams said, and you got to tell them no.
You got to tell them no, bro. You got to tell them no.
You ain't party with me though, Daddy.
And he
I need to
party-
put that on the soundboard.
And he partied with me. Wouldn't nobody know? I know that.
Now that's weird. Now we talking about weird. Now that was weird, bro.
What?
Diddy calling Fab daddy, like
Daddy.
you ain't part with me, daddy. Like what?
Somebody said that's a New York slang. They be saying
Nah, dog. I can't get.
It's the way he say it that
Yo,
make it
Thug
make
be
it
say
like,
you used to call his homeboy baby. So that shit, obey whatever the fuck.
And I think he offered to take him shopping. He offered to take 50 shopping too.
But I think Young Thug was kind of a victim. I think he went through that whole.
Okay.
I think he was forced to go through that whole little gay phase.
Free Thugger.
Look, we gonna finish this. We gonna finish this podcast next week. Y'all make sure y'all follow the page if y'all on Twitter. Make sure y'all go to YouTube, follow the page, New Normal Podcast. Make sure you go to Instagram, New Normal Podcast 20, and on Facebook, the New Normal Podcast, and Rumble, the New Normal Podcast. I want to tell everybody thank y'all for tuning in. Y'all make sure y'all like the video and share it. Peace.